Well,
Suddenly I have
for
nothing to
anyone
say.
who is listening, we're just gonna apologize. All right,
The one
just
person.
ahead of time.
No,
to
we
the
don't
one person.
apologize here. There's
Yeah,
no
we
apologies
apologize for
here.
nothing. Okay, well, I'm apologizing for MZ because I know she'll do it anyway.
Fair. It
Like,
would be me.
yeah, right. If anyone's gonna be apologizing, it's gonna be her.
Right. Oh man, hello and welcome to Not With
Anyway.
That Attitude podcast. This is the first segment we're doing, and I'm here with MZ, Nick, and Aussie. Say hello. Introduce
Hello.
yourselves. Come on.
Yes.
You just did it for me.
Just
No. Give a little more
say
intro.
hi.
You gotta give a little oomph. You know, a little boom chakalaka, kapow.
Okay, hi. No.
Listen, Aussie, this isn't Alcohol's Anonymous. You can go a little more
Listen, I'm having
casual.
stage right now. I'm having performance issues.
Performance anxiety.
Bro, I can feel my face burning off. Y'all can't even see me.
Just
Come on,
ignore
you
the
got
fact that we're
this.
recording. Just there's just another night in the VC.
Yeah.
I never even had to formally introduce myself to you guys. We just started talking about fucking Darby from BNHA.
Oh, yeah.
That was it. Anyway,
with
yeah,
Debbie.
that was certainly a different time.
No,
yeah,
right.
Shadow was I think Shadow like orchestrated that conversation.
Yeah,
that was in a
right.
deathmatch legacy server as well.
Yeah, right.
That would make sense.
Alright, so my name is Ozzy, I live in the UK, I'm a filthy immigrant from Australia. I have a dog that I love and would kill for, but might also simultaneously kill myself one day.
Oh my goodness.
I may also just kill myself, we'll never know. But
Oh, no.
I like to draw and keep things funky fresh.
See why I apologize at the top of the episode.
Y'all are ruining my amazing intro.
Amazing.
Fair enough. Let's go. All right, Nick.
Oh, shit. Well, yeah. My name's Nick.
See how it fails? You see? Get fucked.
But I make it fun.
Cash has got the jump.
Yeah, right.
All right. Go ahead.
Yes. My name is unfortunately Nick. I'm a filthy American over in the richest part of the country. Not to humble brag. I am apparently the most filthy degenerate in this Discord, which you may or may not come to fully experience in future episodes, but we'll fucking see. Go, MZ.
Yeah,
Really.
Go.
Hello. I am MZ. I am the nice one, apparently. AKA the straight man. AKA I don't even fucking know. I am also a filthy American. I am from Kentucky, of all places. Do not at me. I don't want to hear about it. I also hate Kentucky.
You don't like the
And
horse
KFC
racing?
is not the best chicken. Just putting that out there ahead of time.
Yep.
The end.
All right. And then finally we have me, Tickle. I am from also the dirty old U.S. However, I was an imported purebred Vietnamese, adopted from overseas. So here I am now in this absolute garbage country right now. But don't mind me. All right. Fuck it. Let's get to it.
Oh yeah, I'm also the token black guy. So if I drop the N-word every
I
now
was
and again,
wondering if
don't
you
don't
were
don't
gonna
panic,
say-
okay?
expect
Don't
that.
panic. Don't panic if I
It's
say
fine.
the N-word.
We
All
have
right,
terrible
relax,
humor
guys.
here. This is our brand.
It's like
And you
everyone
will
else here-
try to make somebody say it. Probably
yes,
me.
everyone else here has like an honorary pass for me to say it, so it's okay. Don't
Yeah,
relax.
right.
I will probably refuse until the day I die.
Yeah, I'd
See,
rather
but it's
die.
funnier when the whitest people say it.
Exactly.
Oh, I am the whitest of white. That should probably also be fairly obvious, but I will, I'm the whitest of white.
Right. All right. So what topic do we want to do first then?
Let's see.
'Cause,
Well, I want to delve back to the childhood cartoons. I really want to
right,
hear
deal.
that, and
Childhood
then
cartoons it
use,
is.
and
What do we got?
then using that, and that can like easily filter into our
Or springboard
Alright.
into anime.
Yeah, right.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Who wants to go first for their top cartoons from childhood?
I might as well. I got some off the top of my head here. Oh, damn. Okay, it's a tossable what number one is, so I'll just do my top five, my five here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Gargoyles from Toon Disney.
Yep.
Justice League animated series, Batman animated series. God.
Typical
I
90s
watch a
boy.
lot.
Yeah.
I know, right? And I was most on Cartoon Network too. Ooh. Ah, damn. You know what? I'm gonna give it. Yeah, Gargoyle Justice League, Batman S3. Yeah, I gotta give it to Pokemon just for sheer volume of how much
hands
I've watched
down.
it.
Right.
You gotta.
I mean, we're still
right.
watching it to this day, basically.
We're
So.
still watching it, still going.
Yeah.
They keep making more.
Right.
I mean, there are still games going, so
Yeah,
I would.
Right. I'm just waiting for Pokemon, pistol and shotgun.
I mean, that would be on brand.
Yep.
That would be on brand.
Yeah.
And then 5. Ooh. Probably. You know what? I'm gonna give it Dexter's Lab. Dexter's Laboratory. That'll be my number 5. I'm gonna give Dexter's
Safe
Lab.
choice, honestly. Safe choice.
Yeah, right.
Dexter's Lab was just so good.
Yeah.
Right.
It
So
was a
good.
fun one.
Inappropriate as hell, but very good.
Right. Definitely a lot of hidden stuff.
You grew up in the
there.
90s, that's what you got, and it was fine.
Or his mom was fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's another awakening right there.
Oh, God.
Exactly.
It's like, I can't believe I had forgotten where she's just rocking a fucking sling bikini. I think I think it actually. I
I'm pretty sure.
can't remember if they removed it or if it actually did air at one point. I don't
I'm
remember.
pretty sure it
recall.
aired and then they took it down
Yeah, probably, honestly.
because they were like, "Oh, that was a thing that happened. We need to remove that immediately."
Right.
Whoopsie.
Should I go next since I was also a typical 90s
Yeah,
kid?
may as well.
Yeah, might as well.
Fire away.
Because I was a typical 90s child, Rugrats.
Yep.
And these are in no particular order. Rugrats, Doug, Rocket Power.
Hmm.
That was one I watched a lot. Dexter's Lab was also another one that I really liked a lot.
Yep.
And then I'm trying to think of a fifth one. I liked Recess a lot.
Yeah.
I watched Recess or Hey Arnold. Those were like a toss-up between which one I would pick.
Yeah.
Whichever was on Saturdays, to be honest. Which one did I
Oh.
find first? Let's go.
Is it me or Tick now?
You may as well go saucy.
Alright, so I had Animals of Farthingwood.
All right.
I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
that was something to say the least. Holy
That's a
cow.
deep
It was
cut.
bro, it was good, but I also remember I had a book about it
Okay.
when I was really young. Like my foster mom gave me, it's a kid's book, so it's huge pictures,
Right.
really nice artwork. But when I'm 27 now and I'm thinking about it, and I really don't think the 9-year-old me should have been looking at mauled, torn up foxes. Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Gotta start them early.
I'm gonna say
Gotta start 'em
no.
early.
I had that one. I had Art Attack. I used to watch that constantly.
Yep.
Do you guys know what Art Attack is, right?
I'm not. No, I don't think so.
No.
It's literally just a story where this weird ass white guy comes on the screen. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna teach you how to paint today. I'm gonna teach you how to draw today, or use
okay. No,
fucking
yeah.
Crayola
okay,
or
know
plastic."
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had that weird statue of somebody, but just a head, and it used to talk, and it really freaked me out. I hate it.
I feel like I need a visual for this.
It's terrifying. I'll send you a link to it.
Please
Say
send
it's
me a
horrible.
picture later.
I had another one called Blinky Bill, and it was a
Okay.
koala, it's a cartoon koala.
Okay.
There was Hey Arthur. I can't shout
Yes.
that one. Wind in the Willows, which also used to traumatize me occasionally.
Yep.
That's 5, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I feel like that was
I
first.
think so.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty
I
sure.
can't count,
At least
but like
close
someone
to
else
it.
has to do it
Yeah.
for me.
Who keeps track?
Yeah, like Aussie missed out on the Count Dracula from Sesame Street, so crying shame. Man.
Oh yeah, yeah. I never, I can't count because I didn't watch Sesame Street. That Big Bird.
But did
Oh,
Big
I
Bird get
Go
called
ahead.
Big Bird?
Big Bird. Yeah, like I'll post a picture of that statue. I posted it in podcast. channel.
Oh, that looks vaguely
Do you
familiar.
see?
Oh,
Do you see?
That's
Yeah.
Look at his
terrifying.
fucking testicle chin. Isn't that
You're
terrible?
right.
jeez. Oh my goodness.
But but I do want to throw an honorable mention for Thundercats. There we go.
Oh,
That'll
yeah,
be
Oh,
my
Thundercats!
yes. Thundercats. My honorary sixth. There we
Yes,
Yeah, Thunder.
that was
Meow
also a
Mouse.
very good one.
go.
I feel like a lot of the cartoons that we had were like 80s throwback.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like we were on the tail end of like the '80s stuff dying off. And,
Yeah,
like,
right.
trying to
Yeah.
get
Like
in the
slowly
gear.
converging in.
Yeah, because even I caught up like some snippets of fucking He-Man and shit before that finally went away.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh man, the good times. The good times.
But let's say, like, which cartoon channel did y'all spend the most time on? Because obviously, like I said, mine was Cartoon Network. I was on there 90% of the time.
Yeah, I think out of the ones that I was really into is definitely a lot of Cartoon Network, but I think there's a few that I was like real into that were on Nickelodeon as well. So I kind of like alternated between the two, but CN definitely typically had me.
I
Yeah.
probably was mostly on Nickelodeon, but I watched more of the game shows than I watched the
Oh,
cartoons.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like Double Dare, Figure It
Right.
Out, or all that I watched a lot of.
Right.
So like
Oh man.
those were more of my jam than cartoons were.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
For all the kids out there, we're talking about back when live television and we actually had no channels and shit.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Had to
Right,
get
no,
channels and stuff
no
to get-
streaming services or like YouTube wasn't quite a thing yet.
Yeah, right. Some of it even before on demand.
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
and you had to watch the Channel 10. Was it Channel 10 that had the scrolling?
Yeah.
Where you
It was one of the two.
Yeah, I think so.
There's
The-
always, yeah, that
the-
one
the
channel
guide
where you
channel?
had to- Yep. Yeah. So then you could finally find out what the hell you wanted to watch, see what was even on, and then you could like see how
Heaven
far it was
forbid-
airing too. Like I'll go to like fucking I'll go to that channel and be like, oh shit, Monsters Inside Me on Animal Planet right now, halfway through, but then they're gonna give me Meerkat fucking Manor. Hell yeah.
And heaven forbid you missed what was airing on the channel that you wanted to see what was on.
Yeah, right. And then you didn't have a TV.
Because then you had to
do,
do
like,
the whole
recording
damn
it.
thing again.
Yep.
Uh,
Fucking A.
Oh, the
But,
good times. Yeah, I was like,
let me,
just
but-
at the
but,
end of
like-
that struggle.
Right. But yeah, doubling back to the like specific cartoon channels real quick. So yes, I was in mostly Cartoon Network
Yeah.
with like a little splash of Toon Disney and like very, very rarely Nickelodeon here and there.
Right.
But then religiously Saturday mornings, Kids WB.
yeah.
Religiously.
oh yeah, that's where all the cartoons were.
It's like,
What do you mean? Were there any other channels to watch?
well, there was it Channel 5, the Fox Box
Oh.
that had Sonic X, Kirby Right Back at You, Cubic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fucking,
That's true.
Yeah.
Fucking Cubics, man, that was a weird one.
Mhm.
Yeah. We don't.
But, Yeah, but yeah, God, my mom recorded just so many Saturday morning cartoons like VHS back in the day for me.
Yep. Oh man.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
like,
even know what channel I used to watch.
yeah, like Cartoon Network definitely like dominated a lot of what I watched. So, because like I guess they just had most of what I did. Because like I was like Pokemon, Digimon, like shit. Let's say there's Teen Titans was a huge one, of course.
Oh yeah, Teen Titans.
You know,
Yep.
it's- I mean,
Oh,
to be
Teen
fair-
Titans
to
was
be
so
fair, for me,
good.
some of these also were not necessarily fully my childhood. They came a little later, obviously, but they were still ones I still consider as an integral part of my growing up. And then Tom and Jerry, I watched that a lot though.
Oh yeah,
I
like the
loved
classic
Tom and
just
Jerry.
cartoons.
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
yeah, just
Classic.
like yeah.
Yeah. Then
Yeah,
like
just
you know,
Looney Tunes, all them, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Anytime I was sick, that was what you watched.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Just hop on and
Yeah,
get
Flintst-
like Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes, all that stuff. Flintstones, yeah.
Yeah, Flintstones, Jetsons, Scooby Doo, yep, all the Hanna-Barbera.
Scooby Doo especially. Can't miss out on Scooby Doo. And the big one though, like that, one of the ones that came later too, hands down, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like,
Oh yeah,
Can't
For
pass
sure.
up on that. That's huge.
I didn't finish it until I was older,
Yeah.
but I did start it when it first aired.
Yep.
I'm trying to think because I think I finished. No, I hopped around a lot of like the main Avatar series, and I tried to start
Right.
Korra, and I quickly fell off.
So with Korra,
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
no.
honestly, with Korra, it's like it turned out really well. You just had to actually get to season
Get
3.
through it, yeah.
Yeah, and like that was kind of the struggle, honestly, because like as you're going into like 1 and 2, it's like it's a bit of a weird thing where it's like a lot of it just feels so fillery.
Yep.
I just didn't like her personality, so I was like turned off from the get go. I was like, no,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's
I don't want to listen to this girl bitch and moan the whole time.
Yeah, like
Not
you
about-
definitely
not
gotta get
about this
further
vibe.
in, and then she actually grows, more. It's like, oh, but you just
Right.
getting through that,
Yeah.
Okay, but hear me out. Like childhood shows that weren't necessarily cartoons, but still, a big part of your childhood, like Zaboomafoo, for example, for me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh yeah.
can't hate on these Zaboomafoo.
Like who?
She's like, what magical incantation did you just say?
I'm trying to Google this.
Zaboomafoo was a lemur.
Yeah, actually, I think he's dead
Oh
now.
right.
He has
Oh.
kids though.
Okay.
Yeah, his grandson is somewhere out there, I think.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, let's see, Zaboomafoo.
The Crab Brothers is basically what you need to look up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and his name was Jovian in real life.
Yeah.
He died in Durham, North Carolina, age 20, due to kidney failure. Rip.
See, I don't know if I really watched any show. I think I was pretty strictly sticking to actually just cartoons back in the day.
Yeah, because another one I watched a lot was I actually really liked Wishbone. He was like that
Yes.
little Jack Russell.
Yes, that went through like history or different stories.
Yeah, right. Oh, that was so fun. I have
Yes.
to go back and watch that at some point.
Yes, I watched a lot of that. I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, I watched a lot of the game shows. So like Legends of the Hidden Temple, I also watched a lot of.
Yeah.
Don't at me about the voice because yes, that was a thing. That started early.
Oh man.
Trying to think, what else did I watch a lot of?
Yeah.
The Zaboomafoo, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you consider.
What?
Oh, what was his name?
Huh?
Started with a G. He was like Clay. Gumby?
Gumby.
Gumby?
Yeah, Gumby.
Oh yeah, Gumby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched
Yeah,
Gumby
Yeah, that
a
counts.
lot.
That counts.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Then
It was like quite cartoon, but it wasn't quite
yeah, right. It was
real.
like it was during that like stage where like of like claymation and all that stuff, or
Yeah,
stuff
it was like peak claymation.
right. Bear in the Big Blue House. I liked that.
Yes.
a lot.
Oh,
That was
right.
My little sister,
Oh,
my little sister watched that one a lot.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, I remember now. Fucking bananas and pajamas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bananas
There we go.
in pajamas
Pajamas
are walking down the stairs.
Yes. I think I had the play phone
Oh,
of that
God.
show.
Oh man.
I did. It's like the one toy I took.
Oh,
Well, I think
man.
the reason we got it was because my mom at the time worked at Chiquita
Okay.
Banana.
Yep.
So it was just on brand.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause I'm trying to think of any other main. Oh no, it's just some other old shows
Lamb
coming to
chop?
mind.
Oh.
Well, actually, you know what? My mom loved to watch The Nanny, so that was my introduction to Lamb Chop.
Oh.
Yeah, The Nanny.
I used
So
to
yeah,
sit
I would
with-
watch that with my mom every now and again.
I used to sit with my grandpa and watch Texas Walker, Texas Ranger,
Oh, my mom would watch that too. Yep.
and Murder She Wrote.
Okay.
Yeah, I started early on murder mystery.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just me sitting with and Matlock. Just anything with that kind of was with my grandpa especially.
Yep.
But my mom and I would sit there and watch it too.
Mm.
Okay. Oh, let's see. And then of course,
Yeah.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air because
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Right?
we're black, so so you have to.
Specifically because
Yeah,
you're black,
you
but
know,
I also
valid.
watched that, and I'm not black,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Do I get a pass?
I watched that a fair amount as well. You know, what, really, one that usually goes under the radar so much is Little Bear.
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, right? Like, it goes under the radar so much.
The Wonder Years I watched a lot of.
Let's see. Wild
I
Uh,
can't even lie. I
Thornberrys
used to
was
watch
fun.
Friends, so you can
Yeah.
probably shoot me for that.
Animaniacs.
Boy Meets World,
Say what? Animaniacs?
Yep.
Animaniacs.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, for sure.
That's solidly in the cartoon.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because that was every Saturday morning on WB. So.
Right. Let's see. Maggie School Bus was a big one too.
Yep.
Yeah, remember that one episode where they all got jizzed on by a fish?
yeah.
I must have missed that one.
We're talking about the life cycle of a fish.
Yeah, well, salmon, and they got jizzed on by a fish.
Because like the episodes that
That's
stick in
not
my mind.
exactly how they described it, but yes.
Because like the two episodes that stick in my mind are like the ones where they learn about bats and get turned into bats,
Oh yeah.
and then the one where they go inside Arnold, yeah,
Yeah.
to learn about the human body.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I like how they picked
man.
Arnold of all the characters.
Yeah, right.
You're right.
You know, it was a really dumb, like, wild out there show, but Timon and Pumbaa was actually kind of fun.
Oh yes, it was. Yeah, it really was fun.
Uh,
Yeah, pretty it's like oddly enough, a lot of the because obviously had the Timon and Pumbaa, you had the
Right.
Hercules,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
Aladdin.
Let's see, Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid had one as well.
what
Yeah.
else was there?
Was there a Beauty and the Beast one?
I don't recall that.
I don't think
so.
so.
They just had all the TV movie kind.
Yeah,
I think
basically.
I think it was just Lion King, Aladdin, Hercules, and Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
Tarzan. Tarzan.
Oh, no, Tarzan. Yes, Tarzan.
Yeah,
Tarzan
that
too.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, the Aladdin ones were by far my favorite.
Oh yeah. I watched those probably the most.
Let's see. So now I'm remembering the one episode where they meet the genie in the bottle.
Oh. See, now the big question is, yeah. You know what?
Hmm?
Rants. What are some things that we didn't like though from all this stuff? That's the big question. Like for example, Caillou
I can
was
jump
like,
straight on the anime run from
yeah,
here.
right? Because like
Can't
Caillou
even
was
lie,
They're
really
really
annoying.
good.
We can just branch into this. Because we're already on a similar topic.
Yeah. What would you consider your first anime?
Well, I'm not sure if we want to count like actual, shows or if movies count too. But if we're getting into like movies, then technically, Princess Mononoke would have been my actual first introduction.
That was
to
your
anime
Dude,
first?
properly.
same! I thought I was
Wow.
watching like the sweetest movie, and then that guy's
Yeah, right,
arms got shot off, and I was like,
Right?
"What is happening?"
Like, hold up.
I was homesick too, like from school. Like I was actively dying, and my first one was like, "Hey, I'm gonna put on this movie for you on like her big gigantic fat TV that had the big like back."
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's
You,
like,
like,
"Hey,
could
let me put
barely
this on
move.
for you. You like cartoons?"
Oh no.
I watched that whole thing, and then I just
Right.
became obsessed with it.
Right. I was all for it. That's how it all started.
That's so weird to me. So like, I didn't know they were animes at the time, but
Oh, yep.
like Sailor
Yeah, 'cause
Moon was really popular when I was little, and
Yeah.
DBZ
Right.
was really popular when I was little.
Right.
I didn't like those.
Right.
I'm not super big into magical girls. Not
Yeah.
my thing.
Yeah.
But like the first one that I actually watched and like appreciated was probably Spirited Away,
Okay.
and that was in middle school,
Oh yeah. Very fair.
like late
choice.
middle school.
Yeah.
And then after that, I watched Inuyasha.
Oh yeah. 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 I remember.
Yeah, I'm surprised y'all. These are like your very first animes that y'all watched. Your very first that y'all watched.
Yep.
It's either
Wow.
Princess Mononoke or it might be the completely random episodes of Dragon Ball Z that were on TV.
Yeah. I mean, if we get all real technical and go with shows though, then it would have been Yu-Gi-Oh for me.
Yeah, because for me it was fucking Speed Racer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I got my first taste.
Counted.
Yeah, I got my first taste of anime really fucking early.
I forgot that counted, because then that would be
Yeah.
my first one too.
Yeah,
That would have been Speed Racer would have been the first one then.
Yeah.
yeah, and I didn't know what was actually considered anime until fucking Naruto came out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Naruto's another big one that I like. Kind of like I watched a lot, of course, but that was like after my full introduction kind of stuff. Or
Yeah,
like
'cause
certain
my-
shows.
Yeah, because my very first Speed Racer, then like shortly after that was Dragon Ball Z
Yep.
and Tenchi Muyo on Toonami.
Oh yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah. It's,
Yep.
oh man, I remember the days where I gotta be up on like Toonami and stuff, and they play like crap, what was it again? Shaman King. That's it.
oh yes,
That was another one I watched like a lot. I
Oh,
constantly
man.
followed. Holy cow, that was a wild ride to say the least. But yeah, then it was like, because like technically I started with Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I actually branched into Pokemon, and then Digimon after that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I just followed each one of them like consistently throughout the years.
Yeah, I didn't watch a whole lot until I hit like high school,
Yeah, that's
and then in
basically the
high school is where I went like full
same.
in.
Absolute nuts on the end. Yeah, that's quite literally what happened to me too.
Yeah, because once Naruto dropped, and it's like, oh, then my world expanded. I'm like going online, like
Yeah, right?
downloading episodes off of
Right.
shady websites.
Yeah, or going on to
See, what's
YouTube
funny-
and watching
Sooner.
the like part 1, 2, and 3s. Like I did.
See, what's funny to me is like you all got into that. I didn't watch Naruto. I watched Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
My friend had the whole disc set of Yu Yu Hakusho, and she would hand me a disc at a time, and I would go home, watch it on my DVD player, and like stay up all night watching it, hand it to her, and get the next one the next day.
Yep. And oh my god, like I would like go onto like YouTube, the fucking unregistered hypercam shit, like 480p
Right.
quality, and like let's see, I think it was Wolf's Rain I watched, and Cardcaptor Sakura, weird, funny enough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a big one on YouTube at the time, but I watched it. I was like, huh.
I never
Yeah.
watched that one. Like I said, I'm not into magical girls. Which was really funny because all of the girls that I went to school with in like elementary school to middle school, they were all in on the magical girl, and I was just
Yep.
like, this isn't that good, y'all.
Mhm.
This isn't cool.
Yeah, because like it just blew my mind at the time, and I'm like, wait a minute, subtitle version. Oh, they're in Japanese. Oh, they come out. They're way ahead of the English shit. Let me just go switch over to these.
Yeah, right. You can watch in Japanese with the subs, and you're like, oh hell yeah. And now look how far anime's come. It's like all the stuff. We got these lovely services and stuff. Not that I use like Crunchyroll or anything. I go to elsewhere, but still.
Like I remember one evening I was watching Claymore on our just generic home desktop.
Yep.
And I didn't have headphones on. I was just listening with the computer speakers. And
Yeah.
I think my mom and dad were watching TV. Like this is all in the family room. We were watching TV like
Okay.
nearby. And so I'm watching an episode of Claymore.
Yeah.
And like, if you know anything about Claymore, people are getting fucking butchered left and right. It's just,
Right.
I'm listening to one of the women just getting butchered by a demon. It's like,
Oh,
my mom is going like, what's going on over there? I'm like, I put my headphones on.
Oh my goodness.
Don't worry about it, Mom. It's fine.
Right. Don't worry. All's
If
good.
it makes you feel better, my grandma walked in on me watching Devilman Crybaby.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I didn't know.
Oh,
I didn't know
no.
that she was. I didn't know that she was there. So this is when, this is years ago. I think I was like,
Yep.
I don't know, it had just come out. The new one had just come out.
Okay.
So me and my roommate
Mhm.
were sat on the couch watching it, and I didn't hear her open the door and come in. And of all the fucking scenes it could have been,
Yeah.
it was like the sex scenes with the donkey sounds.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
I'm
no.
howling at this shit.
Oh,
I found
no.
it so funny. Like I was cry laughing at the donkey noises, and then my
Oh,
roommate's like
gosh.
tapping me on the shoulder, and he's like,
Oh.
Ozzy, and I'm like, what? He's like, Ozzy, no, look. And I looked to the side, and my poor little 4'9" half deaf
Oh.
grandma
Oh my
Oh.
god.
is standing there with her little bag clutched in her two hands, just
Well.
staring at the screen. And then she just looked at me and
No.
she was like, I'm gonna go make a cup of tea. And I was like, oh fuck. How do you even explain that? I know I'm a good 40, 50 years younger than she is, but how do I explain that I'm watching an adult
can't.
cartoon with donkey noises
Just-
when there's a sex scene? There's no,
Yeah, right.
I can't
You
connect that
you
for
just
her.
don't
Explain
address
that
that.
kind of
As long
stuff.
As long as they don't press the issue, just don't address it.
Yeah, right. Say nothing.
Get now.
Yeah, she didn't say anything about it. She didn't ask any questions, anything. That just didn't bring it up, and I was like, internally, I was like, fuck.
Oh my
You
goodness.
you
Hoping
don't
she
have
like
to
takes it to her
acknowledge.
grave. I'm like, maybe her last words will just be like, she'll lean into like, I don't know, one of my cousin's ears and be like, Ozzy watches weird anime porn, and I'm like, I do, but like, that wasn't what that was.
Oh my gosh.
Or she just she just pulls you close and just whispers into your ear. It's like, oh, and just passes away.
Yeah, right.
I would cry.
Yeah,
I would actually cry.
imagine having like a fucking sex dream, and then like as you're like getting to that like good part where you're about to like like climax in the sex dream, and all you hear is like, ah!
Oh my god. That would fuck me up. I know this is like a really stupid and a really weird segue, but like in relation to sex dreams, I was having a sex dream last night, but the
Yeah.
dream that I had the night before, weirdly enough, was that Nick was moving to a different country, so he gave me what was essentially, wait for it, he gave me essentially this gigantic like wardrobe system, but it was all like vivariums and like terrariums and shit,
Okay.
full of like different reptiles and whatever. So like it kind of like molded into the sex dream afterwards, where like I looked to the side,
Yeah.
and I'm having the time of my life in this sex dream, bro. Like it was amazing. And then I
Okay.
looked to the side, and there's just a hog nose on the floor.
Oh my god.
I'm like, there's nothing I want less than a hog nose on the floor,
Yeah,
like
crawling
while
up
I'm
to
in
your
the middle of
coochie.
having sex. And then I like, but in my head I was like, it's not that bad. Like I won't die. And then as I went to pick it up, I like bent down, saw movement out the corner of my eye, looked to the left, and there's just one of those fucking oh my god, what are they called? Black mambas just staring at me.
Oh
I was like,
my
It's like I guess like I abandoned Camille, I abandoned the hog nose, and then like I'm
Oh
straight
my
on straight on the
gosh.
phone on Discord. Nick, why the fuck did you give me a black mamba, and why didn't you tell me it could get out?
Oh my gosh.
Trying to get dick down, and he died.
Why am I
Oh,
not surprised that this would be the dream that you have?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I
right.
have so many fucked up dreams. Like I don't know if it's a product of mental illness, trauma, creative imagination, schizophrenia, or
All the above.
drugs.
Uh,
Yeah, any of them really. But I have them.
Just
and
yes. The answer is just yes.
yeah, just yeah, honestly. It's probably the sleep deprivation definitely doesn't help.
Oh
Mhm.
my gosh.
Yeah, no, that would not.
Oh, hello. Do you want to be on the podcast, Holly? Do you want to be famous?
Yeah, right.
Don't oversell.
Tell them you eat kids. Yeah.
No.
He's a vicious pit bull who eats children for dinner.
My American Pit Bull Terrier crossed with an American Bulldog. He's built specifically to take down 3-year-olds. His name is.
Oh.
He's never done a thing wrong in his life.
Tell that to the cats in your garden.
Oh.
Hey, take that back. Will still doesn't know about. For context for the podcast,
Yeah, right.
I live in a country where people like to live their cats, like let their cats out, free roaming. But I come from a country where you don't do that because they destroy wildlife and it's generally not safe for cats to be outside.
Yep.
But I moved into the apartment that I'm in now a year ago, exactly a year ago last week, by the way, which freaked me out.
Oh wow.
And I opened the back door at some point to my yard. My dog flew out and absolutely annihilated one of the cats that had been coming in. But I thought he
Yep.
wouldn't catch it because he's fat and old. Like, he's not slow, but he's fat and old, and his coordination is like, it's terrible. Like,
Yeah.
bricks have more coordination than my dog does, so I figured, like, the cat's fine, it's a cat.
Yeah, right.
But,
Oh,
Brick.
he
Instead
can
of
run.
jumping up. Yeah, he can run, but, like, in one direction. Like,
Yeah,
he can't, like,
right.
turn. Like, the cat kind of, instead of, like, you know, jumping and then running up the fence, the cat jumped. The front
Oh,
paws
boy.
touched the fence
Yeah.
and then slipped down the fence.
Oh.
So the cat's face
Oh,
smashed
no.
into the fence,
Oh.
and then my dog smashed into the cat afterwards.
Oh.
So
Yep.
it,
Oh.
if it's any consolation, he killed it in probably about 2 seconds. Like there wasn't a whole lot of like fanfare or blood or anything. He smashed
Right.
into the cat and then it was dead. That was it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you know, let's be
But
real. You know, I know a
my-
lot of people are like, "Oh my god, why would you let your dog do that?" It's
Yeah,
like, he's a
but-
fucking terrier, bro. Just own a
Yeah,
terrier and then tell
terrier.
me. Like,
I used to use him for like ratting and shit, and like
Yeah,
he used to
right.
go out hunting rabbits with me, so I can't really.
yeah, right.
Be
say
like,
no
"No,
to
leave the
having
cat,"
a
like, I
dog
don't
who's,
have a
like,
cat,
used
I
to
don't-
hunting, you know, and stuff. Yeah.
I can't lie. I didn't think he'd actually manage to get it, but yeah. And my fiance doesn't know about it, and won't know about it.
Yeah, probably for the
Ever.
best.
He was like today because I told him about the podcast, and he was like, "Oh, you're doing that podcast today?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can I listen?" Now I'm gonna be like, "No."
Right, so,
Absolutely
somehow
not.
he's gonna find
The
out about
second
this shit.
episode,
And, like,
good.
You're right.
Yes.
I'm
You can
sorry, I
listen-
didn't mean to bring up a dramatic.
eventually,
the
so, like,
algorithm is
he's
gonna
gonna
lead
give
right
you the
to
most
it.
horrified look later. It's like,
Harry, this is the same guy that when I killed a rat, he wouldn't look at me for an hour.
well,
And it wasn't even like a pet rat. I'm talking like a pest rat that shouldn't have been in
Right.
my home. Like I killed it, and then he was looking like he was like, "Can you not just throw it in the bin?" Like, okay, I'll just let it suffocate in the bin at 40-degree heat, shall I?
right? Like,
It's like near 100 degrees for you guys. Like that's not fair. So I was like, oh, I'll
Right.
kill it. You know, that's the most
yeah, right,
humane
just
thing to
smash
do.
it right away.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and then he wouldn't look at me. What's wrong with you? It's like we could have let it go. I was like, yeah, and it would have come back.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Come on now.
Like, what the hell are you gonna do? Drive like 17 miles out into like the countryside or something? Just throw it at some other house?
Yeah, like does he actually expect me to put it in a box and mail it elsewhere? Like
Yeah,
so
right.
it just escapes and gets lost
Absolutely.
in the mailing
Ship it
system
all the way
forever.
to the U.S.
I mean, Rory probably would have
Better.
taken it in.
Yeah, right.
Honestly, he wants pet rats, so like, I wouldn't be surprised if I actually had rescued it. That he instead of killed it, that he probably would have kept it.
Right.
And then at some point walks up to me with like a really infected hand, and I'm like, "Why does your hand look like that?" And he's like, "Because this
The rat
wild
gave you
rat that has no
chlamydia."
vaccinations and is
Yeah,
covered
right,
in disease
exactly.
is biting me."
Jeez.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
"I think I need a tetanus shot." I'm like, "You need amputation."
Right, you need to get tested for STDs.
Right. Yeah. Hello, fat man. Are you ready to come back in? Are you ready to eat the food that I spend money on? No? Okay, that's fine.
For you.
Right.
Yeah, like it's raw food, right? So I'm like, spending money.
Right.
And he's just like, I'm not feeling it today. Like, I'm not feeling having you as a pet anymore, but you can say that.
You say that, but you would literally kill somebody for him.
Yeah, right.
You're right.
Absolutely. As I said in the beginning of this
Yeah.
podcast, I'm like,
Exactly.
Yeah, right. It's that consecutive thing of you would kill him yourself, but you would also kill someone for him.
yeah, it's like the like the little sibling thing where
Yeah,
like
basically.
you can bully them, but if anybody else does, it's a problem.
Right.
It's like I can bully my dog, but if somebody else bullies me, you know what phrase I hate, by the
What?
way? Don't
Yeah.
bully my breed.
Oh
It's
my
like, shut
god,
the
yeah.
fuck up.
Shut up, bro. Shut the fuck
That
up.
just sounds
Fine,
really
bro.
dumb
It
to
is.
me.
It is.
Especially
anyway.
with the kind of attitude people take about it.
Yeah. They care more about bullying pit bulls than they do about like kids that are committing suicide because they're getting bullied.
Yeah,
in
right.
hospital. You don't ever get a parent to walk up and be like, "Don't bully my breed." Shut the fuck up. Shut up. It's always the people with the pit bulls that like should have been euthanized. You know, like
Yeah,
the
right.
ones that
The
kill
ones who
people.
like, yeah, right. They have like seven kill count and like.
Yeah, like these dogs have bodies.
Yeah, right.
The owners are like, "He didn't mean it.
Yeah, they have to like
You
know.
touched him in a weird place."
They have to
Oh
like.
my god!
Yeah, they have to like cut their leg every night to feed it blood, alongside the
Oh.
alongside the chihuahua meat they had to harvest earlier.
Uh,
You have a rotation of chihuahuas on a stick.
That's what puppy mills are for now, to feed the pit bulls their
You're right.
chihuahua meat.
The real history of where cavapoos came from.
Oh my gosh. Jeez.
this is why we said sorry at the beginning.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
What topic
You're
are we meant to
welcome.
be on? By the way?
I don't know.
we
just kinda diverged as
we
usual.
went on that huge tangent away from anime and
Yeah,
cartoons
right.
and shit. But, let me kind of swing it back ish
Yeah,
to
right.
because we did want to touch on our sexual awakenings.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, okay, hear me out though. Alexis Rhodes from Yu-Gi-Oh GX.
Which one was that again?
Oh, I didn't watch
Homegirl
Yu-Gi-Oh.
can open eyes.
All right. Is that Alexis Rose?
Rhodes. RHODES. Yeah, like Yeah, you'll see. You'll see.
I'm trying to find it here. I was trying to spell this wrong. Oh, her. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a big one for a lot of people. Yeah.
Yep.
I'd like to vote for Barney the dinosaur. I'm joking.
I would hope you were
And
joking.
we would not be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. Here, go on, Aussie. Tell them about some of your awakenings, some of your loves, and loves of your life.
Getting dicked down by a
to be
giant
straight,
purple member.
Obviously we have Kobu. It wasn't even like, yes, he was a lion, but I was like,
Oh, you're crackly,
You're
Aussie.
crackling. You're going Roby. You're going Robo.
can you hear me now?
Yep.
That's better.
Good.
That's so stupid. I'm standing further away. Like, fuck.
Well.
Well, obviously your computer is not happy with you.
My laptop's like, do not out yourself today.
Yeah, right. So go ahead, Sauce.
Where
Go
she
ahead.
is?
So obviously it was we have Kobu,
Kobu.
but like I was
Kobu.
sick, so I can't really. I don't even know if like it was the way he looked, his voice, or just the fact that he came in and he's like, fuck your rules, Simba, fuck you. Like that shit was so creepy. Who else do we have? We have Kiba from Naruto Shippuden, but also Wolf's Rain.
Yep.
The Wolf's Rain one. I know that he would leave me with 5 kids. He would do me so dirty, and I would let him.
Yeah, you would leave you with 5 puppies, clearly.
Oh
You're
god.
right.
Oh god. We'd have hybrids. I would start the Omegaverse world.
That would be where the werewolves come from.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Right, Nick, go ahead. Go ahead.
God, I don't know.
Good, come on. What
I gotta-
awoke you?
Do I want to know what awoke you is the real question.
Well, no, it's the thing. I don't really know.
Okay.
Because
Okay,
like,
tell me the truth. Is it a character from The Land Before Time?
no, absolutely not.
Sharptooth! Just imagine
like
watching
scream
Land
sharp.
Before,
Yeah, no, the,
Land Before
the-
Time with
the-
a raging erection every time the Sharptooth comes on.
just anytime the fucking X-Steeler brothers, like what are the X-Steeler brothers go like eggs?
Yeah, right. And then you just like shudder. You're like, oh.
No.
No, but
Oh.
God damn. See, I'm not sure because like
Yep.
I remember like my first taste of like pleasantly looking female cartoon characters. Like my
Okay.
earliest one I can think of was probably Tenchi Muyo. That was like my first taste of like
Yeah.
just nice looking animated females, but I don't think it was an actual awakening for me yet.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, because I was like exposed to shit like that early on.
Right.
Some other like some other deeper cut animes that like didn't really last long on Toonami.
Right.
But God, I don't know. MZU go while I try to think.
Yeah. Right.
Weird.
Huh?
Huh?
Did we lose her?
No, Ramsey?
No, come back.
Is that you?
Don't run from this.
Yeah. Right.
Don't run from this.
Wait, let me answer for her. Her answer is Godzilla.
Every time he does Godzilla roar. Oh!
No, but
Middle
it's
school high school.
specifically Matthew Broderick Godzilla.
Yeah.
Any of the meerkats from Meerkat Manor.
Oh god. Wow, MZ,
I feel like I
free.
missed something.
Yeah, we're talking about your sexual awakenings for you.
Oh, okay. My lack thereof.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't really look at anybody. Like, not cartoon-wise.
Okay, how about an anime then, at least? Like,
Okay, no, okay, I have an idea now. I have an idea now.
Yeah,
Okay, hold on, hold on,
absolutely.
I have an idea now. It would, I think, it would have to, oh man. Yeah, no, it would have to be like the actual, like, okay, this is working for me, like any of the female hero, or actually both the female heroes and villains from the
Yeah.
Justice League cartoon, pretty much any of them. I think that was
yeah.
probably where it finally started to ramp up.
there you go.
It is missing. All right.
Now the big question, as of recent, has anyone's taste changed at all, or have you noticed a reoccurring theme?
Oh no, my
I
taste
have
has
the most
absolutely
blatant-
changed vastly from when I was 15. my teenage self would look at me and just be like, "What have I become? What do I become?"
Yeah, right. What have you done?
Just stick with me here. It'll make sense later. Stick with
You're
me.
right.
No, reoccurring things are definitely either white hair or the perv. For some ungodly reason, I
Wait, what? What?
I like Kakashi.
Oh, yeah,
Kakashi.
those are like the more subtle perverts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
yeah, yeah.
Moroku. Like, excuse me, where did this come from?
Right.
Why? I like
What about
Shigure
Jiraiya? He has white hair.
from
He's a
Fruit
perv.
Basket.
Yep.
Like, excuse me, where did this come from? This does not fit the rest of my vibes. Okay, thanks. And also, I am a simp for a typical male lead. I can't help it. I like nice boys.
Oh man.
So I'm like trying to think of like specific ones.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. See, I was weird as a young lad because I was like not really. I wasn't really much of a horny teenager back then, which is amazing.
Yeah. Are
It really
are
wasn't.
Your version of when I was a young warthog.
No. at least not this episode. Not this episode.
We can't go all in just yet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Gotta spread that shit out.
Oh man.
I don't know. Maybe. Because I was kind of fond of what's her name, Ryoku from Tenchi Muyo.
Oh, okay.
I was kind of fond of her way back then.
Yeah.
But like beyond that, I can't really think of a specific one. I was like, I would just like sit up on the couch for her.
Right. Oh, man.
I feel like you don't sit up on the couch for anything.
Monster Hunter. That's about it.
Oh yeah.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God. I don't know, but Ozzy, you got anything?
Yeah, right. Saucy, have you had any changes throughout your years?
Not like specific changes, because I mean, like the things I used to like really like when I was younger, like for male characters specifically, it'd be anything to do with like a dark attitude, dark hair, anything that's particularly wrong with you. Like you're aggressive,
Mhm.
if you're a demon,
Mm.
if you eat people,
Mhm.
I'm all for it.
Mhm.
And it's basically like
Yeah.
the same shit now. It
Okay.
really hasn't changed, like
Well,
except
you
for
need him a
the
little
I
more
guess
hunky,
severity of it. Huh?
You need him a little more hunky though, right? Don't you?
Yeah, bro, I can't stand a Twinkie boy. I really can't. Like, there's no point in me. If I'm not even remotely intimidated by you, I don't want you. Like, it's different when it's like, if we're talking about like girls or like feminine people,
Okay.
I like him when they're like smaller than me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like anything that's like petite or not petite,
Yeah.
but just smaller than me in general. Because
Okay.
I'm like, not butch, but fucking built like a piece of slice. Like my shoulders are huge. Like I can't have a bitch with shoulders the same size as me. I need to be able to pick you up and throw you around,
Yep.
But for the guys, if you can't kill me, I don't want you.
All right, but hear me out. Imagine. So hear me out. If they're like softer but still like a fucking psycho, how about that? Yeah or nay?
Mm,
Like they're not like full on twink, but they definitely have softer looks. But they're like a fucking crazy motherfucker.
do we have any examples of people like that, like anime characters?
Oh, I'm sure we do.
Yeah, well, there's some out there. I just can't think of any off the top of my head.
There are probably some in the fucking soccer anime that's been popular at least recently.
Blue Lock?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hmm.
Soccer
They're all
anime has
fucking
the
crazy.
weirdest ginger bakugo I've ever seen. I don't know though. Like, if they're at least remotely intimidating, then yeah. But like, they can't. If it looks like Yoon Bum, I don't want it. Is the basics.
Because like for me when I was younger, because like I think I was pretty flexible. I think I did slightly gravitate more towards like stronger women,
Right.
more intelligent women.
Uh-huh.
the weak, small, dumb ones do have their appeal, but I definitely gravitated for the
Yeah.
the dummy mommies.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was big on the tomboys and stuff. But like as I grew up, like way back when fucking Sora from Digimon, it was like a big start.
Right.
And then you
Yeah.
got like Winry, at Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes.
Oh my God, I
Yeah.
almost called it fuck my
I
ass.
loved Winry.
Yeah.
I wanted to be Winry.
Mikasa Ackerman.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, she's a big one.
Here's my thing. I want to be the characters. I
Yeah, you
don't
wanna
want
be
to
the
fuck.
character.
I don't want to fuck the characters. That's
so
my
you
problem.
don't want like Shawl from Sugar Apple or like Vanitas.
Look,
You need this is fine.
I was like, hold up there, stop right now.
probably
Address
me.
this real quick.
Don't out me like that. Vanitas would probably break me, and I would be okay with it.
It just
And
like,
that is the
like,
problem.
blows your back out and it's like.
And that's a problem.
Then you
That's
go back for
probably
round
the only
two.
one that I'd be like. That's probably the only one that I'd be like, okay, fine, whatever, it's fine.
But yeah. Yeah, and of course now fast forwarding to now is just like
Right.
there's very well I don't know. Yeah, no what's the word I'm looking for? My palette is much larger now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so,
So I'm sure y'all already know.
right. Like for me, it's definitely more of an expansion than a change.
You're right.
My taste have expanded beyond.
And see, I've come to find that I look for personality versus looks.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, well,
Man, imagine being functional like that. Couldn't be me.
Yeah, right.
It's fine. It's like if they're hottie and then they just blast my like hips out or some shit and of cool beans, I guess. But
I can't help it. I am
like-
who I am.
see, hear me out though. The villains are where it's at usually because like see a hero would sacrifice you
Right.
to save the world. The villain would sacrifice the world to save you. Just think about that for a moment,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just speaking of villains for a second,
Right.
Rapper Kendo from BNHA can fucking get it! That was big!
Hold on, who's thinking, like,
And I
shit.
don't want Endeavor to have a redemption arc. I don't fucking care. I really
Wait, what?
don't. I just want him to
Wait, what?
break my back.
Wait, what's his name again?
Who?
The character you're just talking about.
Yeah.
Endeavor.
Oh, Endeavor.
No,
Yeah.
Rapakendo. Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah,
Alright.
yeah, him.
Put up a picture.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Image.
He's the one that beats Kirishima half to death.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look
that
at him!
guy. Okay.
Keep
because
the mask
he's a little more
on.
discreet than like Gang Orca. Aussie.
You're right.
No, thank you.
I would take him. I don't care.
That
Yeah,
guy.
you will.
Yeah, and then he'll make like
I'll
Orca
take
noises
Aldo,
right
too.
in your ear.
Hound Dog can get it. Fat Gum can most certainly get it.
Ugh.
I have no shame. These men are fun. Why were they created if not for me?
Yeah.
Specifically for you.
You're right.
Oh man.
Let me think.
Oh man. Actually, while we're on like My Hero, like fucking what is it? Oh shit. Mirko, the rabbit lady. Yes.
Oh, well, yeah. That's
Yes.
just goes without saying. Just
Yeah, right.
everybody.
That's a big one.
Just
you know?
everybody.
Yeah, right. There's a valid reason.
Uh-huh.
I know nothing about it, so I cannot confirm nor deny.
Straight into the atmosphere.
Yeah, she's like she's got that beefy woman vibe. Hold on here. I'll just toss it in the chat for you. There you go.
It's
I'll
for
take-
me. Oh.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, her.
Oh.
Oh.
He buff.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like she would break me and not have any qualms about it.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Let's see.
I don't know how I feel about that though.
I feel good
man.
personally.
What?
So I feel good about it personally.
You would. You would feel good about that.
That's your brand.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. While we're still on anime, though, I'd like to mention that one of the fucking biggest pet peeves that I have for anime, not only is it there's the common one of like they'll all say the same shit, like never give up, you have to do it, because I'm your friend and I love you, and we'll be like this forever and ever. 'Cause we made a promise
Yep.
when we were 5.5, even though you don't remember it because we were 5.5. I remember it because I've obsessed over it my entire life. But the
Right.
fucking, you know, when they're like, there's a problem in the anime, and like
Okay.
only a couple of the people know about it, but you
Okay.
could solve that issue by talking about it.
Yeah,
And
right.
instead of talking about
Right.
it, they just continue having the issue. I'm like, bro,
They pulled a goody
if y'all
two-shoes,
don't
like,
learn some
oh, I
communication
can't
skills.
drag anyone into this. It would, you
It's
know,
like,
I
but
can't
then
get
we
anyone else
wouldn't
hurt.
have a show to watch. It only lasts like 3 episodes.
Yeah, right.
Good.
Or like, you know, all the
You're
times
wondering
in
why these
anime
anime
where
nerds
like,
can't communicate.
yeah, or like all the times in anime where just like gunning them down would like solve the problem.
Bro, Naruto would have been solved so much faster if somebody had a Glock.
Right.
Naruto would have been solved so much faster if fucking somebody would have taken Sasuke to fucking therapy.
Yeah, right.
It's like
This whole
Sasuke
thing was so
therapy.
stupid to me.
Like,
in
if
general, a lot
Naruto's
of
dead,
anime as well in general would be faster if any of the characters went to therapy.
Yeah, if like
Fair.
if Naruto's parents had simply just talked to the QB,
Yeah,
just
right.
sit down and talk with them.
Yeah,
and
sit
befriend
down
them
and,
for
you know,
fuck's
have an
sake.
understanding conversation with him.
Yeah,
The
right.
Nine Tails.
Make a mutually beneficial deal with each other.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Had to
Like,
wait till their
honestly, they
son
could've-
got old enough to do that.
They could have done that, and it would have been fine.
It would have worked, considering it did work.
Yeah, right.
I was so pissed.
Uh,
So pissed.
They could have dodged all of that just by simply, you know, having a therapy session with the giant killer fox.
It would have been fine. Everything would have
Like,
worked.
hey, bro, would you mind
Right.
not destroying my city? Oh, dude, I'm so sorry about that. My bad.
I just feel all this pent up rage from my childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Just like, it's okay, we understand, giant killer fox.
like never got out of his Shunobio phase.
Even if he would have been put inside of Naruto, like, have the whole city like just know and then have it communicated in like I have so many issues with how
Can we also just discuss the fact that, like, you know, Naruto's parents saved the entire fucking village, and he still got ostracized over it?
Yeah, right.
Now, imagine your
Right.
parents, like, going through all that just to save your fucking village, and then the village hates you for some reason.
Fucking ridiculous,
Yeah.
man.
the whole premise was ridiculous. I think that's why I dropped it so early because I was just like, this is stupid as hell.
Yeah,
And
right.
we watched the hell out of it anyway.
Yeah, right. I certainly
I-
went through it.
I could not watch past the long ass saga of them fighting in the
Huh?
river between the two Hokage
Oh.
statues, like the real
Oh,
tall
yeah.
ones.
Yeah, that.
After he's chasing Sasuke out of the from him leaving the village, I was like, no, I'm done. This
Yeah,
long
right.
ass
Right.
freaking filler episodes. No, I can't do it. It's
Yeah.
dumb and I hate it.
Yeah, because then, let's see, then otherwise, after that, I showed MZ the wedding between Naruto and Hinata. That was about it. I was like,
Yeah,
you need to
that was
watch
literally
this
the
real
only
quick.
thing I needed.
Yeah.
Only thing I needed from that whole series.
Yeah, that was the last. That was the closing anyway. So.
It's like, oh, okay, I remember now. I'm doubling back to characters we were attracted to. Okay.
Yeah.
God, fucking.
I go in tangent.
Yeah, right. Matsumoto from Bleach. The God damn it. Ragu Matsumoto. I'll put a picture.
Please put a
Another-
picture.
Yeah, right. I remember. Yeah, because she was a big one.
Yeah.
God, I had another one in mind. Fuck. Nico Robin from One Piece.
Yeah. Oh, Nico Robin
Yeah.
was always a popular one. I see a lot of her. That's for sure. Oh,
Yeah, her from
her.
Bleach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
her. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
The one that has mommy milkers. Why am I
Yeah,
not
right.
surprised?
Yes, that's the absolute mommy of the show.
Like, just like, oh yes.
God, completely went out of my head. I'm like, there we go. I'm like, I know there's some back in the day that I was like, this is like really into. I cannot remember.
Right.
Oh,
And oh crap, who was it? Who was it? The one who could turn into a cat or whatever. from Bleach.
Oh, god damn it.
My God.
Oh,
She's also a huge popular one. Like,
I cannot never remember her name.
yeah, right. I don't know why. Let's see.
I'm looking for
Let's
it.
see.
Yoruichi.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
There we
yeah,
go.
I was about to say, doesn't it start with a Y?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, I remembered a thing. Gold star for me.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yep.
Also, any character with dark hair, blue eyes.
Yep.
Yes. Dark hair, blue eyes. Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. That's always a popular one.
And then
I cannot help it. That is a thing that I also like in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then oddly enough, I didn't really get into Cynthia until like my late 20s.
Yeah, right. Cynthia was like kind of like one of those weird late awakenings.
Right.
Then like Pokemon has since been like delivering.
And I've been like just yassifying
Yeah.
people just every game now, just like
They've been
it's just
giving us
upping the ante. It's like
goods.
what the fuck?
Yeah. When they introduced Rika, I was like, oh. I was like, yes. This is what I've been waiting for.
Oh man. God. Back in the day.
Right.
Kurama as Yoko in Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh.
That was one that I was like, oh hello.
Right.
Dark Tournament. Him turn it. Yep.
It's like, I will. God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give it. I will have to give it. It's not anime related, but more video game related. But I'll
Okay.
give I'll give a clap and a half for Rouge the Bat from Sonic the Hedgehog. That's
Oh.
just a clap and a half. Just because I played so much Sonic Adventure 2 back in the day, it's kind of just like ingrained in me whether I like it or not. So.
Yeah, right. Next episode, Smash or Pass.
Yeah, there we
Weird
go.
creature edition.
We'll do our own Pokemon Smash or Pass.
Yeah, right. We'll just pull up like all kinds of random shit from video games. Just like pull up a whole ass like Zenogre. Suddenly we hear Saucy. Smash.
Oh wait, do you guys are like done being disgusted about it, and then you just hear me quietly smash?
Yeah, right. It's like, Zenogre? What?
And then you'll just have me saying no.
Oh god, what's
Yeah,
the
you guys
fucking
are just there like, ah!
No, I'm not surprised when you say shit anymore.
Oh, Tick, what's that monster? The fucking like giant floating octopus monster with like the human teeth.
Oh shit, that was crap. Yeah, it was one of the ones near the end, right? That Nergi just like absolutely like demolished that one. At that point.
No, it was.
I'm trying to think. Did it have the laser fingers?
No. You're thinking of You're thinking of the one that's covered in all the bones and skeletons and shit.
No, don't think so.
'Cause that's the one that shoots the layers. I'm thinking it's actually like one that floats high in the air. It's like it's covered in like plants and moss and shit.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that one. Shit. Oh.
It was from one of the from the older games. I don't remember.
Yeah, I forget that one. Oh.
But I just remember is it literally just like a floating balloon octopus that has like a huge massive mouth but has like weird human teeth and just like really fucked up.
Oh, hold on. Is it Yamatsukami?
That sounds right.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah. Try googling that.
Was that with a K or with a C?
Let's see. K.
With a K, I figured. Yep, that's it. Yep, that's the one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Ozzy would totally go for that.
Oh.
Let me get a shot of its open mouth here.
Yeah, right.
I am already concerned.
There we go.
No, thank you. All of that is a no
Okay,
from
so
me.
Saucy, what's the verdict?
Smash.
See?
All right, guys. All right, yeah. Next session, Smash or Pass, random video game things edition. I'll compile a list. It'll be a surprise.
I'm gonna put some of the fucking worst shit on it.
Yeah, right.
And it's just gonna be me saying no the whole time.
Yeah,
Pass,
they'll
pass,
be
pass,
saucy, like telling us things that are both surprising yet unsurprising at the same time.
Yeah, but you like post a picture of a tree, and I'll be like, smash, and you'd be like, what?
Does it have the
Lord of the Rings.
protrusions? That's the real question.
It's like everything's a dildo if you try hard enough.
Yeah, right.
Exactly, Nick gets it.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
My gosh.
Let's see. Okay. Do we want to take a little serious switcheroo here and talk about relationships?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do that real quick.
Real quick, he says.
Yeah, real quick.
We're already at an hour, 5 minutes, so.
It's like obligatory coverage here.
Yeah, right. You know, like, may as well. But yeah, I mean, we're an hour 5 in, but I mean, hell, we can honestly just go longer if we want to. Like, it's a podcast.
Right.
People can just listen to this shit, you know.
It's like 5-hour podcast. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
No, thank you. I struggle with the ones that are like an hour and a half.
Yeah, right.
Mm-mm.
All right, relationships. So what are we going at here? Just in general, or like what?
Because I would say, well, I don't know. Well, you see. Let's start with like what your ideal would be. Like, what would your be ideal partner?
You know what? Valid.
Fucking got him, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah, right.
Right.
All right, Saucy, tell us
Excluding
all
Ozzy.
about it. To give us the deets.
Tell you all about it. Oh man, it's fucking.
Yeah, do that while I feed the cat.
Dude,
Okay, surely
gotta
Camille.
out myself.
Surely Camille doesn't cover every single check mark, does he?
I mean, like, he does, like, the occasional stupid thing that I put down to him being a man, but I can't really. Everything else outweighs it. Like, he doesn't have a. We don't argue.
Mm-hmm.
He, like, pushes. I try to fight. I swear to God, I have, like, mentally ill moments. And I'm like, no, we're fighting. You know, like that fucking Eric Cartman thing where it's like, we're having it out. Fight now. You and me. Let's go. Like, I'm trying to do that shit. Like, I'm trying to, like, ruin. Not the relationship, but like ruin our day, you know. Like I'm really trying hard, and like maybe not consciously, but I'm not like, I'm not gonna lose this. Like fuck you.
Yep.
I'm taking you and the trophy home with me. I'm not losing this. But he won't. Any other guy I've ever dated, or like any other person I've ever dated, really,
Right.
like realistically, they're always like, yeah, fuck it, you know. They said something, I'm saying something back. I'm gonna come straight for you, and I'm like, hell yeah, fight me. It's like, you have the argument. But
Right.
Kamel just kind of like, I try and argue with him, but he's so like, if you start an argument and he's not interested in having the argument, he'll just walk
Yep.
away.
Yeah, no,
Like
that's
he
it.
physically removes himself from the situation. I'm always like,
Yeah,
gobsmacked.
right, and
I'm like,
like-
oh,
That's how we
Right?
do it.
okay.
We
Yeah,
do it.
imagine doing a healthy thing like that. Wow.
Yeah, right. What?
Like, oh my gosh. It's like, you know, that's just
The
that's
thing that kills me as well is
you know.
like we both put that in place when we started dating, because like there was not really
Okay.
a time that we officially started dating, but
Yeah.
when we kind of worked out that we weren't gonna be leaving each other's fucking homes anytime soon, we were like, oh, you know, we should probably get some rules in place for if, you know, something happens or it gets a little bit dicey. Let's
Right.
talk about what we want to do. And the general consensus was just, you know, if you start getting overwhelmed and you feel like you're like gonna fight through a conversation rather than actually just talk about it, just leave. Like that's
Right.
it. It's so easy. Just
Exactly.
walk away, come back to it later when you're not being hyper emotional about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you can really talk it out. And like it sounds so easy to do, and I guess it is for some people, but my little emotional ass sometimes I'm like, no, and another thing, and he's just like, that's why he leaves, because he knows I won't. Like I'll stand
Right.
there and continue to fight because I don't want to feel like I've lost.
Yep.
Whereas he's just like, nah, fuck this.
Yep.
I'm not having this conversation with you right now. We'll have this conversation in 3 to 5 business days when you calm down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
right.
Yeah, and that's like that was like part of the breaking point with my ex. You know, it's like I did that shit, and I was like, and I wouldn't, you know, I would actually stand firm about it, about just, you know, like, listen, if you're gonna get all worked up, I ain't gonna stick around for this. Bye. You can come back to me later when you're calmer, or don't come back to me at all. You know, that's how I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep it. Honestly, I don't really care. Like, if I gotta go through like 7,000 fucking relationships, I'm still gonna hold strong to that. Like.
Right.
I ain't interested in just like, you know, like a bunch of fucking drama just because we're both getting emotionally, like, you know, charged or whatever. I'm just like, whatever. But so it's like that's I guess when you go back to the whole like what's ideal, that's something I want is like at least someone who even if they're not necessarily the same, they can at least accept that and not just hold on to it.
Yeah. Somebody who will let you leave a conversation when you need to.
Right, even if they try like a few more times after, but like eventually just give in, and like, hey, fine. And then later can talk it out calmly, as adults, not just, try to start it all over again. It is, also another ideal for me, but,
And that's something like me as a person, I'm just trying to work on.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah, 'cause, like, see, the big thing is the reason I'm so firm about it is because I struggled with it so much myself. So, and after realizing how much that friggin' affects other people, I'm like, yeah, no, this ain't right of me. So if I don't want others to do it to me, I'm not gonna do it to them.
Yep.
That's another big thing. It's like, obviously it's not like you can't live strictly by certain rules, like but like in the case of treat others the way you want to be treated. I want to at least, give that, as an sort of like an option. Like I like having that available anyway. But also I think a lot of people like take that saying and they go, oh well, you have to treat me with respect to get respect. And like, no, first I personally, as I see it, I'm going to treat you with the same respect that I would give any other person until you give me a reason to do otherwise. And at that point, I'm just going to ignore your ass. I don't give a shit about you anymore. I'm not going to go out of my way to be a douchebag. I'm just going to be like, fuck, whatever, bye. That's how I take that saying.
Yeah, because for me it just boils down to like you gotta have a certain level, meet a certain level of just maturity and responsibility,
exactly. Yeah.
and just independence. Like, and for me in particular, just like independence. I want my partner to want me, not need me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Like I can't really deal with like a heavy codependence personally. Because like I have a lot of stuff that I want to be able to do, and whatnot.
Right.
And it's like I have friends too, like in over in the fucking New England, where I'm heading back to thankfully soon, and I want to be able to go be with those friends, especially since a couple of them are a few states away. So if I'm,
because that's
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Because if I'm like just if I go out for vacation, to hang out with my buddy, for the weekend or something, or even just a whole week, I don't want someone who will like just have a like absolute breakdown and just lose it without me, being there for a few days or something. I want them to be able to function without me is the big thing.
Yeah, because like the absolute biggest reason for me having been, because like again, I think I mentioned before, like my last relationship was like back in fucking 2011, 2012 or something like that. Yeah, right.
Wowzer.
Yeah, but like, but the reasons for that, because like I value my freedom and autonomy so much, is also the other main reason why I vehemently don't want kids, because once they come into play, that's all out the window.
So limited. Yeah.
It's like they're your kids are your life now.
Right, and like to be fair, like I get that like you can still do stuff
and hey,
with kids.
if you're for that, that's great.
Yeah, you can still do stuff with kids, but you're still limited. Is my issue. That's why I like choose to that's why I don't want kids, and why I'm gonna go off to the vasectomy clinic and get the thing
get fixed.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna get neutered. Never turning back. Don't reverse it, please, ever.
Yeah, and that's like another reason why like I moved it out of my folks' places, like because I think it was very, I dropped it on them very suddenly, because like it was at work one day, and my roommates, we all worked with at UPS, and we're like, they were looking to move out of their respective places at the same time as well. It's like, all right, we'll get a place, and so we just got off to the races and started making plans, and I let my parents know a few days later, and they're like, huh, wait, what? This is what? It's like no, wait, yeah, like it was just full on, just like no.
Right.
But it's like, again, it's like I value my autonomy and freedom and solitude just so insanely much.
Yeah, absolutely.
That even just like getting in a normal relationship with another person, it's like I'm kind of like I can't quite put, because like I'd be fine with it. I would be fine with having a partner, at the same time I'm not. I'm in that like weird limbo where I can't make up my mind on it, because it's just like
right.
Because it'd be very hard to find someone who's not going to want to spend a significant amount of time with me. So
yeah, like that's independent enough to really handle that.
And right.
Yeah, especially like it's too. The big thing is like, especially with now that the group's kind of like starting to do things together too. So we're gonna have our yearly things eventually still again more and whatnot. Like
right.
So, we're gonna want to be able to do that without really being held back by someone kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same reason I won't get a cat or dog, is that's going to be
Yeah.
Maybe I want to go somewhere when we can. Oh no, wait, I got to do something by the fucking cat or dog.
Right. Well, I mean, cats are a little easier because you can just tell someone, hey, just feed the cat, you know, like make sure it isn't dead is all. Dogs, dogs are definitely really fucking hard to like go somewhere with, unless you have people you know you can trust with that dog, and even then it's like
right.
you know, it's hard because like not everyone's on the same page about your dog. Especially when it's like, you know, like when you have a dog, depending on who you are, you want to set certain boundaries with that dog that suddenly if someone else doesn't, you're like, then it can screw up the training. I'm like, God damn it.
It's like, you are now an outdoor cat for the next several days. Better learn to hunt fast.
Yeah, right. You're on your own, Frisky. Yeah.
But yeah.
What about what are you guys' ultimate like big fat no's in a relationship? What's one thing that could happen, and you'd run for the hills instantly? And like, don't make it obvious, like cheating. That's boring. I need something. I want something with substance.
I mean, funny enough, going back on it, the extreme codependency is definitely a big thing for me at this rate.
Right. Yeah.
Like I couldn't deal with someone who was like extremely codependent, just like required me at all times.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Let's see.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MZ, what do you got for input?
I don't really know.
What are things that you prefer in a relationship or not prefer? You know.
So, here's my thing. I don't have good relationships with most men.
Okay.
In general,
Yep.
I don't have good memories with most men.
Okay,
so I don't.
That could at least produce
I've been
the results of you know, like what you don't want. Then, like, what are some things that those men did to you that you do not like?
Definitely don't want.
Yeah, that you wouldn't ever want.
I don't want somebody to tell me what I want.
Yeah, no, fuck that, no. Oh my god, yo.
Wow.
Bro, guys
My
like that
ex
need to be beat the fuck up, just saying.
Oh my god.
My ex used to do that to me a lot. He used to say, "Oh, well, you're doing this, so you want this," and I wouldn't have a chance to respond before he would just continue.
Oh my god.
I was 18.
Any family member ever, when they're just like, oh, you know, you're still single? It's like, oh, any kids in your future? Just anytime that happens.
What's funny is my family isn't the one. My family is not the one that pushes that on me. So I don't really have that from my family. I have that more from like coworkers. Like, oh, you don't have a boyfriend, or you're still single? Yeah, I'm still single. Thanks for making me feel super great about it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's kind of why
nobody pays attention to me. It's fine.
To be fair, I'm kind of glad I've reached the point where, like, I mean, you know, relationship, like, at this point, it's like I'm at the point of, like, I know that it would be nice, especially if I have someone who shared the same, like, level of passion for animals as me, so I can, you know, like, then stuff like that, but also at the same time, like, I'm perfectly fine dying alone. You know, I just don't give a shit. Like, I'm totally happy just hanging out with my snakes and my rats and my, you know, cat or two and, you know, maybe a dog, depending on how old I am by then or something, but...
Yeah, because like, I'm fucking 32 and I'm so thoroughly content to be flying so low.
Right, you know,
there's a part of me that's fine, and then there's a part of me that's really lonely.
Right,
like,
you know.
And I fight with that a lot, because, like...
Yeah, no, that's fair, yeah.
I am usually pretty content, but then there are days where I'm like, I wish I just had somebody that I could just go and hug.
Right.
And that would be okay.
Especially someone that's just, like, really close, and especially if there's someone who, like, really understands you, too, would be nice.
Right.
You know, that's
just somebody that gets me.
Yeah, someone who really understands what, you know, who you are and where you're coming from. It's a nice concept, and I won't deny, like, I like that idea, but, you know, I'm definitely a little more on the side of where I'm also perfectly okay without that, too. I can live, you know.
Like, I want to just make my own companion that I can just tailor how exactly I want her. Just like, can we just do that? Can we just
we don't have access to those robots just yet.
We need the technology.
Right, you know, need someone
who, you know, for his mods.
Yeah, need someone, you know, who gets me, but also has a little bit of self-respect.
Right.
You know, that's a big thing too. If someone doesn't have like a lot of self-respect for themselves, or like, you know, at least an understanding of their self-worth, or at least is willing to work on that, then that's also a big no for me. I prefer confidence. You know, it's my preference.
I feel most people prefer confidence.
Yeah, you know, that's, you know, So like I
The problem
like
is it's
confidence in people,
promoted.
right? Yeah.
Confidence is not promoted.
Yeah, right. So, which is nice when if I come across a woman who's like confident in herself and doesn't give a shit about what others think, and I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, for me, give me that logic. If you prioritize your logic side of the brain, then yeah, all for it,
Yeah,
please
right.
and thank you.
And it's like I don't mind the if people are somewhat emotional, but like I definitely am heavy on the logic, so I like that as well. In a partner.
Right.
I wish I could just be logical. My brain just doesn't function that way.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
It goes-
Because my big issue
It
with
goes motion and then logic.
Yeah, because my big issue
That's
with
not-
emotion
that's not
is it
compute.
always clouds judgment. Like there's no denying it. It always clouds judgment. So
Yeah, because like by all means have emotions, but you have
Yeah.
the discipline to be able to temper that with the mind.
Yeah, to be able to manage your emotions well is the big thing. And like again, that's obviously something that I always struggle. And like things like hormones and shit can like send that awry. But and also the
right.
big thing too is being able to eventually process that and still come out and be like, oh shit, I was feeling X because I was really hormonal this day, because of X reason. I'm sorry, or or just be like, this is why I felt that way, or said this thing,
Right.
The ability to go back and reflect and realize where, even if again, it's fair, but still be able to be like, hey, that's my bad, and I just want to patch this up.
Yeah.
And, like,
As
my
long as
biggest
somebody.
fucking learning curve.
Yeah, not specifically like kiss up, but like just like be like, hey, that's my bad, but and this is how I felt. So I just want you to understand, like,
Yeah, just
basically
have that
ask
maturity.
for someone to understand what you're going or where you're coming from, basically.
Yeah, just have the
Yeah.
maturity to recognize when you're just like, oh shit, that was my bad. Let me
Yeah,
go back.
exactly.
Like with me,
Okay.
I think I start with emotion and then I come with my logic.
Yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I really do.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really do.
Yeah, because this actually reminds me of something that really, really fucking annoys me, especially with boomers and Gen X and
Yeah.
even some of the older millennials, because it's like, well, I guess it's not really limited to them. It's really it's more, to me, it's more prevalent in boomers and Gen X and like older millennials.
Yeah.
But this is something I can absolutely see all across the board. But it's just like whenever everyone's too focused on winning their debates instead of
no, that's,
Listening.
that
yeah,
is-
they're too focused on winning and being right and not okay. Let's not find and not finding common ground, or like trying to see it from the other person's point of view, or trying to because my priority is always going to be like, okay, what can we both learn from this
Right,
debate? All right, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and,
my ideal outcome.
Yeah, and
What
like
can we learn
obviously
from
there's,
this?
like,
And what compromise can we come to?
yeah, right. Compromise is a huge thing, and like obviously there's some things that are absolutely a little extreme, like like if someone's like straight up like I want to kill all of this race or X or Y. Then at that point I'm like no, we're not gonna listen to that. But I don't agree with that. But like if it's something like shit, like I feel this way about this group, and then I feel other way about said group. Then at least come to a compromise, even if you can't specifically agree.
Right.
Like just come to a compromise and realize that maybe you won't always see eye to eye, but that's totally fine too. You don't need to like let that become between you.
Yeah, because
Right.
it's one of the several reasons why I don't keep in touch with my folks. It's
Oh,
one
boy.
of several reasons why I don't keep.
Yep. Yeah.
They're great parents. I really lucked out, but it's like all they want to talk about is nothing. It's like all they want to talk about is nothing.
Right.
It's like I appreciate you wanting to share your day to days with me, but when it's the same day to day every day for the past 25 years until I was 25 when I moved down.
Right.
I'm just like, no, no, I'm not doing the song and dance again.
Right. And it's like that's a big thing too. It's like I like having healthy but deep conversations at times. I like being able to go into things like like certain politics or like I thinking X about why important subject without just like someone going blah blah blah, can't hear you. I want to be able to have conversations where I can be like, oh, that's an interesting point. I don't agree with it, but here's my point, and yada yada.
Right? Because it's like I'm sorry, Mom, but I don't care that ex-employee did whatever again for the billionth time, whatever. Like, I don't care that so and so in the family is having their 50 billionth kid, whatever. So like, I don't care that so and so's getting a job here. I don't care that so and so's going to school here.
You know,
it's like I don't care that you got into it with whoever at the dog park again, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
it's like I don't care that you fell asleep to the same audiobook for the 50 millionth time.
Right.
And I think where the disconnect is for them, it's trying to share a moment. It's not necessarily what they're saying. They just want to be in a moment with you.
Right.
Well, I know what the issue is, because they both sides of their family, they're come from no big, close-knit family, so they're used to having that constant family engagement. They both. My mom is the 7th child of 9, and my dad is right, and my dad is, I can't remember where he came along, but he basically he has 4 or 5
how many?
Four or five other siblings.
But and my mom was
so again,
middle of 11.
Yeah. So again, they both all came from big families, so they're used to having that close family dynamic and constant interaction.
Yep.
And like even looking at my cousins who are around the same age as me, or even those who are even like significantly younger than me, they even still have like that close knit family dynamic. I'm 100 billion% the odd man out in my family.
Yeah.
I am the only one that wants to be left alone.
Right.
I'm the only introvert in my immediate family, so I get it.
Yeah.
I'm done after 2 hours. Can you please leave me alone?
Right.
And they're like, but I want to sit with you longer. And I'm like, but I'm tired.
Right.
Yeah, because like all I need to know from you fuckers is, are you alive and are you living your best life? That is it.
Right.
All right. That's all I need to fucking know.
Yeah.
If there's an emergency, you need help with something, I'll come run. That's a whole completely different thing.
Yeah, basically.
As
Like,
far
I
as
love you. I love you from afar.
Right.
Yeah, but as far as your every day-to-day shit, I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, my mom is the youngest of 3, and my dad is the oldest of 6. 2 of his siblings died, so I can't remember how many siblings there are in total. Because they both died. One died before I was born, and one died when I was
gotcha.
one or 2.
Okay, yeah, so kind of didn't get familiar with them.
Right.
Yeah, I did not know them at all.
Yeah, cause my mom is 7. Yes, because I can always remember my mom because 709 Star Trek Voyager. So,
Yeah.
and I believe my dad was the 3rd child. I believe.
Yep.
So smack dab in the middle.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Was he the quintessential middle child? That's the real question.
No, sorry, hold on, because it's okay. So I'm trying to remember. So it's So I think it went Elliot. Was Elliot or Lauren born first? I think Lauren might have been born first. Okay. But anyway, either one is like Lauren, Elliot, then my dad, I think, then Blair, then Patrick, and Todd. So 6 of them.
That's so many to remember. I'm so lost.
Yeah. Oh man, the doubling back a little too is like what I like is it's not obviously a necessity in a relationship, but I just like someone who's cool with that comfortable silence of just doing our own thing in the same room, but not interacting.
Yeah, right. Please,
please let me just sit in a room.
Yeah, like that's so nice.
That's my absolute favorite fucking thing to do ever.
Right.
I do that with literally all of my friends, all of them ever.
Yeah, that's what I do with.
Shit. Let's up it. Like, here, you get your woman cave over there. I got my man cave over here.
Yeah, right. Have your own little space where you can just do your things.
Yeah, right. For hours on end.
Yep.
There's literally
just talk to me through Discord.
See, I need both. I need the option to sit with you, and then I need the option to sit in my own space.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Some days let me sit with you, other days go fuck off. I don't want to sit. I don't want to see you.
Leave!
It's my soundtrack.
I fell asleep.
It's my soundtrack.
Sky. I can find places high.
But yeah, because like right. Because I mean, shit. Because like my folks are going to Ohio again next week. Because obviously, 4th of July, and there's also they have a bunch of birthdays during that week as well.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, No, too many employees are quote unquote taking off that week, so there's no slots available. They can't spare anyone else, so I quote unquote can't make it.
Right.
All right.
You don't want to come see me?
No, I don't.
Yeah, right. Bye.
I don't want to see anybody.
Sign on, right? Have fun. Without me.
It's like only thing I want to look at are my snakes on my TV screen.
Yeah, right.
That's so funny.
Oh God.
Yep.
Let's.
Also, I hate that we go to work and then we're off that day and then I have to go back to work. That's so stupid.
Rip.
Wait, are you still working 4th of July?
No, so it's on a Tuesday.
Oh yeah, so it's just like a random split
So
in the middle of the week.
So I work Monday.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
off Tuesday, and then I go back in Wednesday.
Yep.
It's the stupidest split of a holiday week ever.
It's better than nothing. It's
Yeah.
better than nothing.
I guess.
Oh fuck.
Yep.
But
All right.
yeah. What?
Oh,
Oh, there she goes. She's
I was
dead.
going again.
Peace.
It's like sorry, listeners. Our resident penguin is dying again.
Right. Just all hears and just like fades out.
Right.
I have absolutely no. I've been drawing this whole time, and I've got no idea where I saved this thing that I was doing.
Well.
So now I have to spend 200 years looking for it.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Hear me out though. A real big one is a real. I guess you could say green flag. Honestly, is the people who don't expect like a full equal or like complete give or take. Like the people who like that you kind of make up for differences, but still not necessarily be like you expect.
Oh, so
like,
so people who understand that it's like relationships aren't 50-50. That's gonna be like some days it's gonna be no 20-80, or some days it's gonna be no 60-40 or whatever.
Right. Or even better is like when they also apply that to like things that are very, I guess, in a way artificial, like who's the breadwinner or who's not kind of thing, or who plays what role specifically, because like everyone is very different and has different things they excel at or don't. So it's
right, exactly.
It's kind of like don't need the man to specifically always be the one bringing in the money. Like the woman can easily do that too if that's what she's good at, or kind of thing. Yeah,
because like your success financially or like in the workforce should not matter so long as you're able to provide for you and yours.
Right.
As long as you're responsible, you're being a responsible adult and you're taking care of your expenses and managing all that shit properly.
Exactly.
Does like the amount does not matter.
Yeah, pretty much. Like as long as you're both able to like pull together and still like live off it, that's totally fine. Like who's making what should really matter as much.
Exactly.
And I find it funny because like all these men are like, oh, I could never let the woman handle it for you. Like I could. I'll be a little bitch boy in the kitchen. Go ahead, woman power. I'll make a sandwich. I'll get on my knees and polish your shoes.
oh my god. That's a little much.
Realistically, though, that point's like super. That is so important to me, especially like.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to get like super deep with it, but everyone here knows I'm incredibly and wildly mentally ill.
Yeah,
the podcast doesn't, but now it does. So it's like it's funny, as much fun as it can be, and like I can't lie, it can be funny. Like how can it not be funny when I see like parrots walking around talking and shit? Like like I hallucinate that shit. It's funny. I can't not laugh. Like sometimes it is funny, but there are aspects of it that make day-to-day life quite difficult. And then I find it really hard to. I can't work for probably more than like 3 or 4 days a week. I do 3 right now because I do artwork stuff on the side. But if I did 5 or 6 days a week at the job that I work regularly, I would probably end up back in a psych ward. And it's not like like I used to be. It wasn't a problem for me like way back when because I was still like making money. I didn't have my fiance. I was in like full control of everything. I mean, like, the old housing situation was pretty shit, but, like, I didn't have to worry about anybody being unhappy with me not making as much money as them.
True, yeah.
So, but right now, like, Kamel makes a lot more than I do, but he and he works harder than I do.
Yeah.
But it's not like he never complains about it, because when he is working, I'm like, I'm cleaning, getting the laundry done,
Yeah, you're
doing
handling
things that
other
he doesn't
things
have time to do.
Yeah, you're kind of like
Yeah,
You're
like
splitting the
go,
work.
you're working around that,
Right.
and making up for a lot of
Yeah.
that, you know. Like making
I
sure
try and
he
make
doesn't
up
have
for
to
it.
do, making sure he doesn't have to do extra on top of what he already does.
Exactly, because I can't
Yep.
imagine how horrible it would be to come home exhausted from working 5 days a week and then seeing
And
like a
then you have-
shitload of clothes on the floor and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
exactly.
I
Like
think
the
that's a
least
big
I can do
thing,
is
you know?
pick up.
Yeah, and it's like I don't think people realize how exhausting it can be to work like long hours for 5 days a week, or even 6 or 7, all week, and stuff.
Yeah.
And even if it's not necessarily like a full-on physical job, it can be pretty damn exhausting to work long hours constantly.
hmm
So I
Yeah,
feel like that's
especially if
very
you're in like a
underappreciated
shitty
aspect.
retail thing as well,
Oh
or
my
just
God,
anywhere
yeah, right.
that
Like
looks
just sitting
like
at the
minimum
cash
wage.
register
You're
for
gonna
like,
hate it.
yeah, right. Oh man.
Yeah, because that's 100% why I made a commitment. I made a commitment to myself to just like I'm just gonna do just enough because I want to have an actual work-life balance. Because like again, I've mentioned it before in the Discord. Like I my a bunch of friends and like people I grew up with who are like they got the degrees and they're working these nice fancy jobs, but they're
Yeah.
always fucking tired.
Yeah, they never have time for themselves, and that's
they're
my big thing,
always
too.
working.
I'm always gonna, want a good work-life balance. That being said, like, I'm obviously a little more open to certain things. Like, for example, when I'm back on the farm, I'm gonna have a lot of animals to care for and shit, and I might even get like pulling oxen or horses that are got to train them like twice a day just to kind of keep them sharp. Or, like,
Right.
it could be a case where like I could be spending like literal hours a day just working the animals and stuff. But that's also something where like I'm totally fine with that as well. Because
Right.
a big thing is
Because
like,
you have a vested interest.
yeah, because like
Yeah,
the saying,
yeah. Because
as
one
the
thing
saying
if you're doing
goes-
something you enjoy, completely different is doing something that you enjoy 100%.
Yeah,
But as far as like just doing something to collect a paycheck and you're working
exactly. You're just
50, 60,
grinding those
70 hours a week,
Yeah.
it's like, come on now.
Right, and like I've like had things like I've seen like stuff like people like and I think that's a big thing. Another big thing is like downplaying someone else's problems just because you think you have it worse or something. That's
Right.
one that's the thing that really turns me off from people in a relationship in all ways of the sense. It's like when it's like someone like say works 8 hours just doing some cashier work at a grocery store, but then like someone comes in like, oh, you don't know the grind because I work 8 hours in a kitchen doing cook stuff. It's like, okay, that's great and all, but like I don't get why that doesn't why that doesn't make the other person's issues valid.
Yeah, like, right.
Like,
It's not a
It's a different
contest.
why
It's
should
kind
that
of load.
validate
yeah, it's
their
not a contest to
struggles?
see who has it worse.
Yeah, right. It's like don't stop having like a fucking dick measuring contest about who has it worse. Just accept
Yeah,
the fact that
right.
like everyone's struggles are valid in their own ways. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I am exhausted after my 5/8 schedule.
right,
I come home and I'm like, I don't want to do chores. I don't want to cook dinner.
yeah, exactly. It's like because like at that point you're just like so burnt out from just doing shit, especially if it's mundane. I find that really fucks you up mentally anyway. Because like physically I can eventually get
am-
used to that shit.
Mhm.
Like I like back when I was working. Oh, go ahead.
My job is very boring.
Yeah, right.
It's very tedious.
We
I
know.
do the same things every day. It's well, you all know, but the podcast doesn't know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, go ahead.
I do the same things every day. I look at a computer screen for most of the day. I click, 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 and it's tedious, and I get bored.
Right.
And which I have ADHD, which makes things really hard when
Mhm.
to
Yep.
focus. And then I come home and I'm even more tired because I'm introverted, so I've been on quote unquote all day trying to be like personable and friendly and
Right.
approachable. And then I come home and I have to be friendly and approachable
Yeah.
until I can like hide in my hovel of a room.
Yep.
And it's exhausting.
Yeah.
So I wish I had that balance with somebody else too.
Right.
I feel like that's important
Yeah.
just as
Definitely.
a society.
Right. Like have someone who you could like you could come home and they're just like silently present you with a nice warm meal to get comfy with and just wrap you in a blanket and like come hang out with you or something.
Or at least just be like, hey, do you want to cover this while I cover this?
Yeah,
Just
right.
like help me delegate.
Yeah, like kind of like, hey, can you order dinner while I do all these dishes and some laundry real quick?
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Like, help me with my executive dysfunction so I can get things done.
Yeah, it make you help you actually decide on what the hell to do,
Right.
Yes.
so you're not floundering around deciding yourself.
I
Yes.
think yeah, so something I said earlier reminded me of something. So
Yeah.
thinking back to when y'all were kids, going through whether it be elementary school, middle school, high school, whatever.
Okay.
So like, did your parents, like, maybe not every day, but like most days when you get home from school and they ask you, it's like, how was your day at school? Did most of them do that for you?
Yeah,
Yes.
MZ, did
Yeah,
they
every
do
now
that
and
for you?
again.
You can answer. Did
So,
your
I, well, I grew up with my
parent singular.
Yeah.
I grew up with a single mom and my grandparents.
Right.
So the
Right.
first people I would see would be my grandparents who would ask me,
Mhm.
and then my mother would come home 2 hours later and then ask me again. So I got asked like 3 times, and
Okay,
it was
but okay. Now hold that now. But now, how would you respond? What would be your immediate
Yeah.
answer?
fine.
Uh-huh.
It was
Nick,
boring.
Same.
Oh, yep.
Nick, same. Yep. And Ozzy, same. Or something along those lines.
What's the question?
Oh, God damn it.
So when you came home from like school or shit, and your parents were like, or your caretakers, or I don't know, your like foster, like your kennel supervisor or whatever the fuck was like, hey,
Kennel boy.
and they went, how's your day at school today?
Yeah. What was your immediate answer when they asked you,
Yeah.
like, how was your day at school?
Okay.
Okay, see,
yeah,
yeah,
okay,
there we
yeah,
go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So like it I'm sure it annoyed the hell out of y'all. I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah, to a degree,
But,
I
like-
guess.
Yeah, to a degree. Yeah, because it's like,
Right.
because thinking back on it now,
Yeah.
because we had to, like, looking back at our school experiences, because we have obviously all the stress of like everything we're learning in class and
Right.
navigating the social nuances of our peers and other grades and shit, other kids and things like that.
Right.
And like
Fucking
trying to find our homework, trying to find our niches
Yep.
we fit in, just like that whole environment of the school.
Yeah.
Like by the time we get home, and then after that, extracurricular activities, if you did those, then you finally get home and you're just like,
Right.
and then you have your fucking parents come up to you, how was your day? And I'm
Yeah,
like,
right?
I don't want to fucking talk about it, you
Yeah,
sack
right?
of trash, get out of my face.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. Like, I appreciate the concept of someone who can just silently, like, show their support without necessarily having to like push that question onto you. And then like because like at that point you feel obligated to tell them that it was okay or good or fine or something, even if it wasn't.
But it just amazes me, like, how many parents like don't remember what it was like for them in school.
Right?
Because like, and then, like, they don't remember what they had to go through and how exhausted they were at the end of their school day, and that here they are asking they're now them being adults and they're asking their kids, how was your day at school?
Yeah,
Let me
right.
bother you right after this hard day of stressful
then
learning
meanwhile,
and
like,
socializing,
when
blah
I was
blah.
your age, I was walking up. I was walking up an entire mountain chased by like 5 grizzly bears. In the snow, in the deepest, in 5-foot snow.
Walking up the hill.
I'm so tired of old people saying that shit. Like my granddad.
You're right.
I was like minding my
like-
business. By the way, I fucking hate my granddad. Like this is my biological mom's stepdad.
Okay.
And I fucking hate him.
Oh no.
He once, this is why I hate him, yeah. He once said to me, there has never been a recorded case where a wolf has bitten a human being. And I googled it, because I was like,
That's
no
a lie?
way.
Yeah,
I was
right?
like 11 too, like when he did this. And I was like, no way am I spending my short supervised visit with you bitches listening to this. So like I googled it, because I was like, there's no way.
Right.
Yeah, he's wrong. And then I told him, and he was like, oh, you can't trust anything on the internet these days.
Oh my God, right?
Now has an
Wow.
internet-based job. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
I was like watching TV or something in like summer, and the UK summer is a lot different from Australian summer. Like Australian heat's quite dry,
Okay.
so like
Yeah.
you can sweat and you cool down.
Yeah.
But in the UK, it's so humid that like you can't sweat; it's just trapped to you. So you end up like
Yep.
dying, and
Yep.
suffocating, and nobody has any AC because this country's stupid. So again, you die at times too. So I was like, minding my business, trying not to pass away, watching TV, and then he just goes on this rant, and he's like, I can't believe I wasn't even watching cartoons, by the way. I was watching
Okay.
Animal Planet, so like there are
Oh,
worse
boy.
things
Yep.
for kids to watch.
Yep.
So he's like, when I was your age, I took like, what was it, like £2.50 from my mum, and then we hopped on the bus all the way to the beach. We live nowhere near a beach. It would take an hour and a half to drive to the beach. So I'm
Yep.
like, what fucking bus are you getting on that's gonna take 4 hours to get you to the beach? And he's like,
Right?
yeah, we used to take like £2.50, go all the way to the beach and then walk back. I was like, shut up!
Oh
Did
my
you
God.
fucking walk back? Fucking
What?
stupid ass.
No.
Yeah, right.
He's like, we come back when the lights are off, and if we didn't come home, our parents weren't worried. And I'm like, yeah, that's why so many of you are recorded missing with no bodies found. Jesus Christ.
Right?
I don't give a
Oh,
fuck about you
God.
walking to the beach. I'm watching fucking Animal Planet. Damn.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Let me watch
Let me
Season
watch the
Milan.
animal.
But I'm actually glad you mentioned that because that reminded me of I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with Real Time with Bill Maher on what channel is he on? Anyway, but he mostly does political talk show, comedy shit, whatever.
Yep.
But
We
one
listen
thing
to it
he
in the
talks
car.
about yeah. But one thing he talks about a lot is like that obviously just like the differences between the generations. Because like Ozzy was saying, because like your dad and like your grandparents, like when they were kids, they were like they go to school, come back, and like they put their play clothes on, they just go wherever. Parents don't care, whatever. They just
Right.
it was fine. They could just total freedom, whatever. And but then compared to now, where you have like just helicopter parents everywhere,
Oh,
they're
right.
just like it's like gotta entitle the babies
Yeah,
now.
right. No, and that's
It's
my
just terrible.
gripe too. Is now it's like turning into complete opposite. We're like, on one hand, you have the boomers were like too much discipline to the point where it just like suppressed children way too hard. To be
Mhm.
frank. Now you have the ones that are like too little discipline a lot of the days. It's like
Right.
we haven't reached that middle ground yet, and it's really annoying. Like there are very few people who are actually like properly self-disciplined, and a lot of those people are people who've had their lack or excessive discipline influence them to the point where finally they maybe eventually realized it and then decide to work on themselves because of it. But it's like that comes so much later in life. Now nowadays though, it's like nobody gives a shit, it feels like.
Yeah, because you had the boomers and Gen X who were like, no, kind of had just free reign, do whatever, and like Ozzy said, yes, a lot of them went missing, but those that didn't go
Right.
missing,
Yeah,
but those
right.
that didn't go missing were like they had to teach themselves and whatever. They like worked really hard. They like were able to know, and they were able to grow up pretty confident and well off and things like that. And then
Right.
you have us millennials who were like out of like the very very tail end of that, where is like
Mhm.
because when I was a kid, I was like I didn't. I would tell my folks like I'll still be in the neighborhood, I'll be at so and so's house.
Right.
But as far as that, I'll go whatever, ride my bike, whatever, and like I'll
Right.
come back after the lights are off, whatever.
Yep.
Not too big a deal. I could ride in the back of the pickup truck down the highway, no, not a care in the world.
Right.
You had that experience. My grandma said, "You're walking to Carly's house down the street. You have to call me as soon as you get to Carly's house."
Yep.
Now, of course, yeah, I'd imagine it'd be very different if whether you're a boy or a girl. But yes,
Yeah, that's a
for
big
for
thing,
me, it's
too.
just like yeah, all right. Yeah, but like I got the tail end of like the good old just go outside and touch grass and play in the
Yeah,
dirt
pretty
and
much.
whatever.
I got that as well.
Like,
I got the
Mhm.
like just like the go have fun, but also again like as a man, it's definitely there's a huge difference of like
yeah, far
like
less
it's-
risk
yeah.
there.
You go ahead
It
and
also
play,
depends on where you live. It
go
also
ahead and
depends on
play
where
the
you
mud
live.
and be a stupid, but yeah, that's a big one too. Because like also depending on
Mhm.
like the culture around that area, that's huge. That can play
Yeah.
such a significant role.
Yeah, because I have the luxury of living in probably one of the safest parts of the country.
Yeah, true,
That's the thing.
right.
I live in a really nice area.
Yeah.
I lived in a really nice area, but because I was a little girl, I was tiny
Right.
as a little kid.
Oh,
like
really?
95th percentile, like tiny,
Oh
tiny.
jeez.
um, my grandma was very like, "You're gonna call me as soon as you get to Carly's house, and you will call me before you walk your ass home."
Right.
And I was like, "Okay." So I did, and I continued that habit until she died. Like I would call her before I left work.
Right.
It was just so ingrained in me.
Yeah, like that's a big thing too. Is like a lot of conditioned responses from the past generation.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know. Yes, it was a lot of like helicoptering ish
Yeah.
kind of stuff, but
Yeah.
some of it was
Yeah, within reason
It's-
at least. So that's
right.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
'cause, like,
difference in it between countries for me was completely backwards, and it fucked me so bad. Like in Australia, it's like, oh, you want to run out into the bush? That's fine. Bye. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
Yeah, right.
be out there catching shit that I then, 20 years later realized could really kill me, like fast.
Yeah, right.
But no one
Considering
would
you're in
know.
Australia.
Yeah, do you guys remember when I was like, oh, I thought I was catching bearded dragons, but I caught like a, what was it called? A fucking Gila monster?
Oh,
The Gila monster?
yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
like
gosh.
I solidly caught one of those. I had a great time with it, but I used to catch like the frill, the little frilled bastards
Oh
that
yeah,
like
yeah, the
they
frilled lizards.
their fucking umbrella
Yeah.
heads up when they're
Yep.
pissed
Yeah.
off.
Yep.
I like did that shit. I used to chase them and then run away because they chase you back. That
Yeah,
shit was so
really.
funny. It's like free tag. Like I go
Free
from
tag.
that to the
Free
UK
tag.
where it was like, okay, you can go outside, but you gotta come back when the lights come on. And I'd be like, what fucking lights? There were no lights in Australia. And then like, 'cause I used to live like in the asshole of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
So like there wasn't a street light. There was like a bug zapper, but like that was it. Like that never went out. So then I come over here and it's like, oh, the street lights go out. You better be home. And then I go into foster care and it's like, if you go outside, you have to sign this like sign out book so I know you're gone. I'm like,
Oh jeez. Yep.
how can you not just tell?
Yeah. Right.
Surely you know. Why that forgettable down.
Oh man.
The UK sucks though. It's all like fucking concrete pavements. There's nothing for me to chase. I used to catch frogs a lot, but
that
like
shit's
that was
boring.
it. But there's no variation here. Like I can either catch like frogs, people's old white crusty dogs, or like someone's grandma. That's it. Like,
Yeah, right. See, that's why I like it up in Maine. Like, there's enough variance, but no, like, straight up venomous stuff either. So I can, like, I can either A, end up chasing a deer, or B, end up being chased by a moose. Like, it's a 50-50 at that point,
I was like really good at snatching birds for a second. I think it's for like 6 months or something. I just kept getting into situations where I could like snatch a bird for some reason. I wasn't like trying. They just kind of like,
But you know.
manifest in front of me. And I'd just be
Yeah,
like,
right.
"Mm."
Then you gotta
Right.
grab the
My hand
bird.
would turn into like the claw machine. Snatch that shit so fast.
Oh.
I don't even like birds. I just wanted to see if I could do it. Just like, whoa. They're looking at me like, what the fuck? Put me down. And I'm like, oh, shit, I'm gonna
It's like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, I remember as a kid,
Hey,
like
when
being
you
in
get
like
them,
the
they can't
streams
do
and stuff with all those little like minnows and shit, and trying to pull out like Mulan stuff. Where they were like
Yeah.
trying to snatch fish with their hand.
I used to like catch salamanders and then like freak out because they felt weird.
Let's see. Yeah, no, it was a lot of rat snakes for me here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we got those shit, got them everywhere.
yep. Yeah, that's the big thing about Maine. There's not much exciting up there normally. Like, so where the areas I usually was in Maine, it was just mostly garter snakes and like the occasional red-bellied snake, which are like tiny. They're like basically a fucking worm.
Right,
But,
right.
Or no, not actually like look like a worm, but they're so tiny. They may as well be.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
snake,
Yeah.
But then the issue is, like, and all the cool stuff is always elsewhere. Like, we got the eastern milk snakes, we got like black racers, I think, up there too. So like, I'm like, damn, I'm missing out on the cool shit because they're all elsewhere that I'm not.
Mhm.
Yeah, because you have like the rat snakes, the cottonmouths, rattlesnakes,
Oh, yeah.
and then of course, no, like other local fauna, just lots of deer, foxes, raccoons, groundhogs,
right.
vultures. All right, so many fucking deer. We're just like there's not a week
Deer.
that can go by where there isn't
Right.
some deer roadkill on the road.
Yeah, right. Like,
Same.
Goddamn fucking deer.
Same.
They're like they're either deer, raccoons, foxes, or squirrels. You're always gonna see at least one of those every week.
Right.
Love to catch.
We don't see a lot of
like the bear.
foxes.
Yeah, it's
There's
like
a
it's
lot.
odd to me how often foxes get hit here.
Oh, there's a mosquito approaching me. Get away.
Cause the foxes are so skittish and they're around here, so it's like, how are y'all getting hit by cars so often?
Yeah, right.
Why are you out?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. And meanwhile in Maine, we got like both kinds of fox, common foxes in the U.S. So the red fox and the gray fox.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
It's kind of cool,
I've
honestly.
never seen a grey fox in
Really,
person.
really, a great. Yeah, oh my god, they're kind of cool.
We don't have them here.
Oh, okay, yeah. You just have the reds.
Yeah, we have the. How much? Like that? The grey's smaller, or like they just around about the same?
I
Just...
think they're about the same size. Just here, let me gray fox.
Yeah, because I
Come on,
think
Google.
we only have the reds here.
Yeah.
But we apparently have coyotes here as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not
I was
surprised about that.
surprised.
I'm just surprised the fact that that it's like more of an apparently than like we have coyotes because like coyotes can make themselves pretty known usually. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
especially in areas where there's plenty of deer, like they're feasting on that shit.
Uh-huh.
Which
Okay,
honestly,
we-
Being
probably a good
greys
thing,
are so much
honestly.
cuter.
Yeah,
Okay,
right?
we might have some grays here too. We
Yeah,
might have.
hold on, Austin, do you see the stuff I put in Mammal Hub at one point? With the gray fox kits.
I'm gonna say no.
Oh, I'll resend those a little later for you then.
For safety, but the red foxes here have like a massive variation. Like
Oh, so you actually
the
have
ones where I
like
used to live
mutations
were
and whatnot and shit.
huge. Yeah, but it's not like a subspecies or anything. It's just where one like particular relation of foxes that are all, you know, like related to each other
Right.
in one area are fucking massive because they keep getting fed by people, and then you go
Oh,
further
yeah.
away, like it's woodland, and they are tiny.
Yeah.
But like the
Okay.
ones where I used to live scared the fuck out of me, bro. Like not only were they huge, I swear to God, they were bigger than like a standard size Staffordshire Bull Terrier. They were massive. How fucked is that? That is fucked up. But they like, I'll be out on a walk, you know, with my dog
Yep.
that hunts things that I used to use for hunting things. They follow us. Like I don't even mean by like 15 feet. I mean like 4. Like Harley's like frothing at the end of his leash, trying to like eat this thing,
Yeah,
and they
I've-
just stand there staring at him, like, and then it's just occasionally they'll scream, and I'm like, why are you following me
Right,
then? Like,
I've
fuck off!
seen
If you want to
videos
get
of that
eaten,
shit.
go away.
Yeah, the fox like riding up someone's ass and just like out of the blue, the fox was like, ah!
Yeah, like it got to like this really weird point where I was like,
That's what we
no,
say,
these
bitch.
guys
That's
are-
what we say.
These guys are so fucking confident. I hated how confident they were. So confident that when after Harley, just before Harley had his operation,
Yep.
so my dog had PPLO surgery to fix a ruptured cruciate ligament in his leg. So before that, he was limping around. He wasn't feeling great. I had to start giving him like some medication and whatever, and it made him feel like shit. I took him for a walk. He was off leash, chilling. It's not like he could fucking go anywhere, so I wasn't really worried about it. But he was laying down,
Oh,
and it was like, you know, the sun was setting, and then I just start seeing like this collection of movement along the bushes or like the back of this field we were at, and I was like, oh, that's weird. It's probably just foxes. But when they noticed that he was on the floor,
Yep.
they started like drifting a lot closer. And then I was kind of watching them, and I was like, no fucking way are they gonna try what I think they're gonna try to do. Like
I
this.
mean, they
no
see a
way.
fucking like a limping target, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, we're gonna go for this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like but
Free
he's
dude.
massive, and like he's the kind of dickhead that like, if he sees something he really wants, he could be bleeding out, he'll still chase it. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Like I
right.
could have freshly
He's a
plucked his
terrier.
eyeballs from his head, and he would still go for it.
He's a
Like you know, he
terrier.
starts setting up. He does his best. He can't get them. He falls over,
Yeah.
and they keep coming back. I've never had to protect a dog before. And it's like, it's not even because he wouldn't like protect himself. I was just like, ain't no fucking way is this actually happening in front of me. Like,
Yeah, right.
they were like circling him, like trying to find like
Oh
a
my
point
God.
of weakness. So I kept like, I had to pick him up. He is a 60-pound dog. He's big. I had to pick his ass up. He's like growling and shit. You know, me picking
Oh
him
my
up is
gosh.
hurting him, but he's trying to eat the foxes while I've got him like hooked over my shoulder like a bag of potatoes.
Yep.
I'm like trying to scare these foxes off, and I thought like that would be the end of my trauma with red foxes in the UK. But the final nail in the coffin was me waking up to, in the old house, my bedroom was on the first floor,
Yep.
and my bed was right up against the window.
Oh boy.
So Harley like. I woke up because I heard the sound of Harley's head smash into the window, and I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
"What the absolute fuck!" Like it was just dong, and I was like,
Harley.
"Oh, what is that?" I open my eyes, you know, throw back a duvet. He's trying to rip the blind off so he can get like under it and like see out the window, and I'm like, "Why?" So I pull the blind up, and like he leans up and he looks down right where he knows to look, because I'm like, "Oh, what's that?" You know, it's like 4 a.m.
Right.
I'm not really awake yet. Just to set the scene, like I'm groggy. So I was like, what the fuck is going? Like there was not 1 ounce of panic in me whatsoever. I was just like, what the fuck? Like pull the blind back and I look just in time to see 2 foxes rip a cat completely in half. And I was like,
God damn.
it was alive. Like the
Bro.
cat was fighting.
Bro.
It was screaming. Everybody, like, they were all screaming, and then like they ripped it in
Goddamn.
half. But like they kept walking for a minute, so there was
Yep.
just like a attachment of intestines, and I was like,
Jeez.
Damn.
oh, I was looking down
Like, damn, bro, what are they feeding
What?
these UK foxes?
Yeah,
yeah, I was like,
right.
now I know why you're so big. You keep eating all the fucking cats.
Yeah, right. Here in the US, the cats are
Jesus.
the ones who win the fight with the foxes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, genuinely, I've only ever seen cats beat a fox's ass. That's
yeah,
it. Like I've
meanwhile,
never
the
seen
the
foxes.
UK foxes out here, damn. They
It was
are
actually
something,
insane.
dude. Oh.
No, for real. And to think I lost my ex's cat in that same area, like
Oh, oh no!
years
There,
before.
well, there you go.
Oh.
It was so fucking stupid too. You know those
Jeez.
Velcro cat harnesses, or like
Yep.
the ones that you like Velcro on their back? I had
Yep.
him in one of those.
Oh, jeez.
And like I'm walking around, you know, because he doesn't live with me. He didn't live with me, obviously, but my ex went on holiday, so he's like, "Can you look after the cat? 'Cause my parents are coming too." And I was like,
Right.
"Yeah, not a problem. It will be fine. Your cat's only 12 years old. I've got this. He loves me." I had him out on a walk, you know, in an area he's never been to before because
Okay.
I'm really smart like that. And
Oh.
I said to my biological mum, "Hey, don't open the door, like the living room door, because I had
Okay.
Harley boxed in. So I was like, don't open the living room door.
Right.
Don't hype him up. I'm bringing the cat back." So what does she do? Open the living room door.
Open the door?
So
Oh my
Harley
God.
swung down the hallway. The cat turned around and ran. And I was like, well, he can't go anywhere. I've got him on a harness. And then I looked down and the harness is on the floor.
Oh my god.
Like the cat wasn't there.
Oh gosh.
So I was like, I literally was just staring at it. And then like I looked up just in time to see like the very tip of his tail disappear into a bush.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like,
well.
I
I bet that was a
literally,
fun
like-
conversation.
I didn't even know what to do with it. Like, I literally just stood there. I looked at where the cat had gone and then just stared at the harness for another, like, 5 minutes. So I couldn't even be mad because it happened so fast that there's no emotional response.
Oh my goodness.
It was a great conversation, though. I didn't tell him for, like, 3 days. I was looking for this cat. And I was like, I'll find him. I'll find him. I'll find him.
Yeah, right.
Could not fucking find this cat, bro.
Well.
And then when I'm on the phone to him and I'm walking around the area and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I've lost your cat. His parents
Yep.
are fuming, like going nuts in the background.
Oh
They're like,
my
we're gonna
gosh.
come home. His mum's like, I'm gonna beat you up. I'm like, fuck off, you will. I'll fight back, bitch. I don't care.
Right.
It's like 4'2". Like, I don't care. I'll smack you. Get away from me. But she's like, you know, I'm gonna beat your ass. We're canceling our holiday.
Right.
We're coming home. We're booking flights right now.
Go
And I
for
was like,
it.
this is all very dramatic.
Yep.
This is nuts. Like, at least give me the benefit of the doubt. I'll get him back. Like, it's fine. But as I'm having this fucking conversation,
Yeah.
and my ex is like, I can't believe you've done this to me.
Oh my gosh.
And he's going off on a rant, and then I just hear like the sound, and I was like, shut up. And he's like, how dare you lose my cat and then tell me to shut up. And I'm like, no, shut up. And he's like, why? And I'm like, shh. And you just hear in the distance, meow. And I was like, come here.
That's
You know
your
what
ass
I mean?
back here right
His
now.
cat, yeah, I was like, get your fucking, like, I had to like really sweetly, his cat was like really shy and very like anxious, so I had to
Yup.
pretend to like be happy to see him. So I had to like, you know, be like, oh my god,
Oh my
there you
gosh.
are, come here. And then when you got close to me, I just fucking like grabbed him. Bro, I
Yeah,
got
right.
so cut up from trying to get him.
Oh.
Like I'd fucking relapse. Like I went back home, my mom was like, oh my god, your arms. And I was like, yo, shit.
Why is your
Like,
life a fucking sitcom?
Right.
Why?
Right.
for like 3 days, this is the worst part for me personally. He named his cat after a mode of transport.
Oh,
So I was walking around for 3 days going, train, train. And I live near a fucking train track.
Make yourself look like a psycho.
Go
I
right.
just look even more autistic than I am. I look like a fucking train spotter, bro. I was walking around like choo choo, fucking idiot.
Imagine
that
if that
shit.
was one of the ways he had to call his cat. So you're just walking around going choo choo.
You know, fucking. I still think that like me losing that cat was not as bad as the time that like the cat wanted out the window, so my ex
Oh,
opened the
no.
window, but there was blinds between him and the window, so you
Oh,
couldn't
boy.
see. So he opened the window, and the cat disappeared. Like the cat's tail disappeared from under the blind. So we
Oh,
were like,
well.
he's gone. So he slammed the window. He was, and I was like, what the fuck? He slammed the cat half in the like the
Oh.
half of the body in the window. And it just so happened to be that really squishy bit where like all the organs just kind of moved up and none of the ribs or bones like
Yup.
got touched.
Oh,
Like the cat come back in, punched him, and then ran out the window, and I was like, yes, mate. Get your fucking juice, bro.
Oh
Let's
my
go.
gosh.
Fucking hated that cat, I swear to God. Just try and kill me in my sleep.
Jeez.
They're all like, he loves you, and I'm like, yeah, but he sits on my chest and then puts his claws on my eyes
You're
at 4
right.
a.m.
Yeah.
Literally, like, squinted my eyes open once to see him slowly extending his paw towards my eyeball with his claws slowly leaving the sheep. And I was like, I like opened my eyes and I was like, what are you doing? And then he just kind of like slowly put his paw back down and then stared at me as he walked away. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh,
Some people
my
are always like, oh, you should love cats. Cats are so cool. Like, fuck off, bro. They cats kill me in my sleep. I've only ever been attacked by cats.
Oh my gosh.
You minding my business, getting fucking beat up for no reason. My nan's deaf cat, deaf, so it's not like it could have heard me cussing him out.
You're right.
You don't know shit. But he still bit the fuck out of me anyway. I used to watch the TV sitting on the dining room table because that cunt would bite my legs when he walked past. That's how bad it was. That's how consistent that was.
Ozzy's having
People
all
are
the
like, why are you on
terrible
the
cat
table?
experience.
He's so nice. I genuinely, I think I've had one nice cat experience.
You're right.
I had one good cat experience.
Yep.
And then I saw that cat in a puddle on the road one day, and that was
Well,
that was
yeah.
the one nice cat I ever met, and it died.
Oh gosh. Yeah, right. Imagine.
Oh fuck.
I don't like cats.
See, you need Rudy in your life.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Rudy is so chill.
He would be until he meets me. I like
Right.
bring
Yeah.
up some like
Yeah, right. You're just the
demon
only
out of
person
cats.
who
They see me and
unleashes.
just turn into their final
Yeah,
form.
you're the only person who causes like the least combative cat in the world to unleash the beast out of the blue.
I don't even like fucking do anything. Like you'd expect me to like run in and be like slapping these cats or whatever, or like getting in their faces.
You're right.
But like I've said it before, if I go to a house and I don't know your animals, I'll just ignore them until they come up to me.
You're right.
But they still come up and bite me. Like, bro, you don't even. I've just been sitting here.
You're like the total opposite of the cats love me people. Of like the people who like just conveniently do nothing, but the cats like adore them. You're the opposite
Yeah.
of that. You just
You're
you do
right.
nothing. The cats just like want you dead.
It goes literally one of two ways. Like they either
Oh.
sense that I hate them and then decide to be the nicest cat on the planet, and then bite me 3 weeks later, or they just bite me like then and there. That's it.
Oh.
Like one of my friends has 5. 4 of them have never bitten anybody. Guess how many of them have bitten me?
All of them?
All of them. The worst one was the fucking ginger one, bro. He like bit me, wrapped his paws around my leg, and then started kicking the shit out of my
Oh my
thigh.
god.
Jeez.
So they full on attacked you.
Bro,
Okay.
that fucking hurt. I thought it was because he was a teenager.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, you know, teenage ginger cat that's not been neutered yet. As per fucking usual, he's acting like a dickhead. That's probably pretty standard. Nope, he got neutered. 6 months later, he did the same thing. Just hates me.
Well. Jeez.
You just bring out the worst in cats, huh?
Wah,
Right.
wah. I bring out the worst in cats, but the best in dogs. It's great.
Yeah.
I'll take that trade, honestly.
Although I don't know if you should feel safe with a cat-like dog breed either. You know, don't get a Shiba maybe. That could be a danger zone
Oh
too.
yeah, no. Mm-mm.
It's funny
Yeah,
you say
that'd
that.
probably be a bad idea.
Funny you say that, because one of my very good friends has a purebred, well-bred
Yep.
Shiba from one of the only Japanese breeders that we have in the UK.
Okay.
There's a video on my Facebook that I'll find and tag you in of her
Okay.
just absolutely annihilating the shit out of my hands. Like, she's a baby, like she's a puppy in the video, but she's fucking me off, bro. Like, I'm trying to have a conversation with my ex in the video, and you can just like every third word I'm like making a face because it fucking hurt.
Okay, so note to self, anything remotely cat-like, even if it's not a cat, it's gonna hate
Yeah.
Saucy.
Yeah, right.
What? What? Are you hungry? If only you'd eaten the dinner I put out for you 6 hours ago.
I know, right?
I'm just
God.
literally waiting for the day we hear Saucy got jumped by like a pack of 5 foxes out of the blue for nothing.
I mean, I thought that would happen because my old neighbor used to feed the foxes like
Oh,
right
no.
outside my front door. So
Why?
she hates me.
Apparently.
Genuinely, that's the only answer I can give you because that's
Jeez.
true. Like she hates me, but she, you know, funny enough, she hates me because she saw my dad one day. My biological dad came to help me move in
Mhm.
to that place when I aged out of foster care, and
Mhm.
she asked me for his phone number, and I said no.
Oh my gosh.
'Cause he was
Heaven
already dating
forbid.
somebody. He was married by that point, so I was like, nah, I'm alright. She also like looks like the physical representation of, you know, that one Pokemon that's just a bag of trash.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
You know, the evolution after it that's a bigger bag of trash.
Yep.
Yeah, yep.
She looks like that one. But, so I was like, you know, absolutely not. I'm good. He's good. We're good.
Yep.
And she just decided she fucking hated me, so she started feeding foxes on my doorstep, knowing full well that my dog would kill them if I opened the front door.
Yep.
And in the UK, if I get caught doing that, my dog dies. So,
Well.
yeah. But she, like, I come out one day, I was just constantly chasing foxes away from my doorstep, and I remember, like, one day I chased this big big female fox, and then she turned around and chased me back. I was like, excuse me? Like, faked me out, too. It's gonna shit out of me at work, too. Like, she just did the kind of, like, one tap to the floor, like, I'm coming, and I, like, shit myself, bro. Like, I flew back out of my front door. She's just, like, where she is, staring at me like, haha, got you. You've got no fur, and I've got you, stupid bitch. And I was like, did I actually just get faked out by a fox? What the fuck?
Oh jeez.
Might as well just kill myself. It's not getting
now,
anywhere.
I'm just imagining, you know, like Ozzy, like going to walk out her door one morning and like just like close, so it turns around, just like a pack of foxes just all in her front yard, and just like just staring at her, and just being like, just one of them walks up and just says, "Hey, we listened to the podcast, and we listened to the."
Yeah, we're just like all of this, like the fox just like points at Saucy, and just like that's just when it all starts. Then even worse, watch them all like fucking like pull off some like straight up like WWE moves or shit. Like they clothesline Saucy's neck after like like flinging from a tree or some shit.
You're right.
Pull a Red Rover.
Harley let them in on it too.
Yeah.
just fucking parachute down from the sky.
Yeah, right. Like, one swings in on a vine and just like kicks Saucy right in the eyeballs. both back paws. It's like wow.
If you see me in the suburban area fighting the foxes, help me. Kind of like come out one day. She's just on the like there's a wall outside the front of my house where you put the trash cans. She's just on the top of that wall, just smoking a cigarette, waiting.
Yeah, right.
What did you get for your grocery shop this week, Max? We're like, nothing. I heard you have 7 leopard geckos. Want to make it 6? No. Sorry.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
I have so many fucking stupid stories.
Apparently.
Yeah, right.
I'm not like self-aware about it till after I tell it, and then I'm like standing here like, wow.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Am I pretty?
Oh yeah, that. Oh, and this too. Oh yeah.
Like sometimes
Okay,
I'll be telling these stories, I don't even realize they're like people's faces. They look at me and they're like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
No, that's happened. Why?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Let's see. Yeah. On that note, how are we on time?
we're 2 hours 10 minutes in.
Yeah, bigger railroad towers now.
Fucking
think we're
derailed,
good.
boys.
I think we're more than good.
Yeah, right. We got something down. All right. Oh my gosh. So we'll end it here. And we'll,
Edit the hell out of this.
right. Yeah. Right. And then like next time around, I'll hopefully again I'll have to check with you guys to see what you want for your like little icons to represent yourselves. Then I'll have to get those all situated, get them drawn up or something like that, and then we'll be all good to go for that. We'll have like actual light up icons next time around.
If you guys want
Sounds
any
good.
animals drawn specifically, let me know and I'll make you an icon for free.
Yep. Yeah, nice free icons. So yeah, just definitely we'll get those set, and then we'll have some cool light up icons that'll be linked to our voices when voice activity in chat.
Sounds good.
All right.
Well, on that note, just one quick question for MZ before we sign this off to we'll end this with a big bang here. So, MZ, will you ever consider trying anal one day?
Why is that question at me?
There we go. We'll always finish off with an Ask MZ segment.
Yeah, yes.
Did you give an answer? Because my headset cut out.
No, she didn't.
No.
No.
Okay, so that's a no.
Why
Okay.
not?
Well, not with that attitude. Hey, there's the title. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening.
And
to
with that, we have a wrap, people. See
There
y'all
we
next
go.
time. Say goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Christ, you set that up so fucking well, and I hate it.
Oh my gosh.
I'll see you guys next week for another episode of Ozzy Gets Attacked by Animals.
That's our second byline there.
Yeah, right. No, that'll be a reoccurring theme.
Next time I'll tell the story of how I got flipped by a pig.
Oh my god.
You stopped recording, right?
No, I'm still going. All right. No, okay, we're closing out. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
For this time, I swear.